Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Hope you guys have had a good few days. It's been a while. Just a short 3 days or so. Hope you guys have done well this week. It was fun getting back in the swing of things for work. Been quite busy. I know I say this every time, but I swear I'm not going 3 full hours. I'm not doing it this time. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm tired. I need some rest. I don't know about y'all, but I need it. Welcome to the Dozer Den, everybody. Glad you have chosen to join me tonight. I do have a kitty co-host hanging out in the background there. That's Domino. She is commandeered the bed. She's my backup support, just in case it's needed. Let me make sure everything is going well on Rumble. Make sure the audio and the video is rolling as it should. Might as well check my X peeps as well. Looking like we are live. Gonna go ahead and share this out on X real quick. Guys, if you have not followed the channel yet, go ahead and smash the follow button. Click the like button as well while you're at it. If you're feeling froggy, it's right there. It's waiting for you. This lovely little thumbs up. Give it a little attention. Helps the show. Helps you guys too. Show a little positivity. Thanks to those watching on YouTube and X. This show, The Dozer Den, occurs twice weekly, Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. We talk about stuff and things. Stuff and things. Very important. You have to enunciate the and. Don't want to be accused of stuffing things on the show. Nope, we're not doing that. Not here. Not that type of show, guys. Not that type of show. The type of show this is. We are trying to inform and entertain the masses. That's the goal. Typically, do about 3 to 4 news stories, and then something at the end that's either not news related or maybe science news or something besides politics. I typically like to have a bit of a palate cleanser at the end. Today's palate cleanser is the Massie Minute, which ends up kind of being our fourth story. But anytime we get to play a little bit of Massie, I consider that a positive. So we're going to go ahead and call that the palate cleanser, the last story. 9-minute clip of Thomas Massie talking about the CBO and the unwarranted power, let's say, that it has. Maybe a little bit too much. Power. Posting this out on X real quick. In just a moment. Behind the curtain you go. All right. Too many seconds of dead time there. Dead air, excuse me. What's up, kitty over? That's right. She's chilling. She's actually up. She's moving around, doing things, doing cat things. She might end up getting me to let her out at some point, but for now, she is my kitty co-host. Wouldn't be able to do the show without her, apparently. That and the octopus on the bed. I think his name is Fred. I don't know. Somebody put him there. Might have been me. But anyways, what's up, getting her done? Glad to see you. To my lovely subscribers, thank you so much for supporting this channel for $5 a month. Guys, that is about the cost of a couple sodas nowadays. $5 a month and you can support an amazing channel like this. What's up, Lord of the Ring? What did Tsunami do this time? I know, Tsunami's a bitch. But then again, maybe it actually might be a good thing. But guys, if you want to subscribe to the channel, it's $5 a month. And while I have not added, I wrote them down, the suggestions from last stream. I did write them down. The suggestions for new emotes, some general emotes, and some subscriber-only emotes. That's one of the cool things about subscribing to this channel for $5 a month, guys. You get the exclusive elite tier of emotes. They're pretty cool. Now, there's a decent selection of general emotes as well. Bring more killdozers and Kamatsus into the Dozer Den, guys. Share the stream out. Talk about the channel. Talk about the show. Spread the word of the Dozer Den. We need to increase the army. Who is Cat? It's Domino. It's Domino. There you go. See? Getting her done knows what it's about. Getting her done knows what it's about. Oh, Lord. Check that out. Crazy stuff. But, like I was saying, thank you to those who do choose to subscribe to the channel. Nobody ever has to donate. Nobody ever has to send a Rumble rant. But if you feel so inclined to support the channel, well, thank you so freaking much for that. I definitely appreciate it. Means the world to me. Just want to shout out my subscribers. We've got Getting Her Done, CW, Faulkner, 951, Salt Dumpster, and our first one ever was Yanni Fangs. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Helps me focus on making more content for you, the people. Shocked Pikachu. That's right. It's one of those general ones, you know. If you become a subscriber, you get to be one of the shiniest killdozers in the Dozer Den. Just saying, just saying. Oh gosh. It's been a there's I keep saying it. But there's really no shortage for news. There really isn't. It's around this time of year, usually it starts to slow down. But I guess maybe since it's been a presidential election, that may not be the case this time. So yeah, we're gonna be doing our thing. We're gonna continue talking about the news and informing the masses, if possible. That is, making sure things are going well on Rumble. Oh, we got buffering. There we go. Kitty Cat. That's right. There's Kit Kat. That happened. Oh my gosh, I started watching Dan to Dan with Lady Dozer, and I watched to episode 6 or 7 with Lady Dozer, or with by myself. It is one of the most absurd animes I've ever watched. But it's actually pretty damn good. It like starts to get really good towards the 6 or 7. It starts to have a little bit of character development, and I mean it happens throughout. But the first episode, it's either going to make or break you. You're either going to be like, okay, I have to watch more and see where this is going, or you're going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to say. Is Lord of the Rings. I don't know why, but I love it. And I'm watching it with Lady Dozer. I introduced it to her, just like I introduced her to Jujutsu Kaisen, and she is perplexed, but she can't stop watching. Now I need to be with her to watch it. So right now she's either starting to nap on the couch or watching something else. She's also a crocheting fool. She crochets like crazy. Her grandma taught her how to do that, and she's taught my girls, and then Mama Dozer taught them another stitch as well. So exactly, Lord of the Rings. It's so crazy. Turbo Granny is insane. The emotional roller coaster that is Dan to Dan. Well, yeah, that too. Lord of the Rings. I agree. The hot granny. It's something. It is something indeed. Anyways, guys, don't forget, smash that like button. Tap the like button. Give the like button a good thumping. Caress the like button. Lean in really close to the like button. Give it a good. Oh, that's Joe Biden. You do not want to be like creepy Uncle Joe. Don't be Joe Biden. Don't be Joe Biden, guys. It's very simple. Very simple. Very easy task. It's one of the easiest things you can do. Just don't be Joe Biden. Don't consider blanket pardoning your son, or preemptive pardons for multiple individuals who honestly need to be punished. They do. They need to be held accountable. First thing that we're going to talk about tonight, guys. The first thing that we are going to discuss is the tsunami scare. There was a big old earthquake off the coast of California. I guess Northern California, something like that. California in general, let's say. I read 99 kilometers. Now, I don't know what kind of commie unit that is, all right? But apparently, 99 kilometers, under 100 kilometers off the coast. A 7.3 magnitude. 7.3 magnitude earthquake hit, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle. People were a little bit panicked. There was an alert, a tsunami alert. That's a great question, Lord of the Ring. Why does Fauci need a pardon, anyways? Maybe lying to Congress over and over again when Rand Paul called him out. That COVID report that COVID report came out, guys, and while we didn't read through it in depth last time, because the last stream, we talked about the Hunter Biden stuff pretty much for the first 2 hours because it was a big one. It was a big one and it deserved it, honestly, deserved the attention. We had to talk about it. We had to address it fully. I feel like we did that. We beat it to death, honestly. But it was worth it. It was worth it. Especially listening to Karine Jean Pierre do her it sounded like she might have been a little bit inebriated in the gaggle on the plane. Just saying, just saying. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I would have been. Hmm. Rumble sending chats twice. Well, it didn't send twice at that time. It sent that one twice. It did that for somebody else last stream too. Forgot who it was, but it was definitely doing that. So I don't know. I don't know what Rumble's doing. All the maybe the influx from the Doctor Disrespect crowd. That could be part of it. That could be part of it. A lot of people came over to Rumble for that. A lot of people came over. They're making some big moves. They're making some big moves. One of the people on the board, David Sachs, actually has been pointed to a position in the Trump administration. AI and crypto, AI and crypto czar, I believe, is what David Sachs has been nominated to for Trump. And I don't think czars need to be approved by the Senate because they're not like members of the cabinet. I believe that's how it goes. I believe that's how it goes. So. Yeah, Lord of the Ree. That it definitely feels like killdozer time recently. Rest in peace, Marvin. Rest in peace. When reasonable men must do unreasonable things. We've had some moments, guys. We've had some moments. I will say this. I will say this. If they try to pull, there's a individual, Peter Hotez. He is on record as saying January 20th, January 21st. That's when stuff's going to start hitting the fan, guys. That's when things are going to start getting unleashed. When you're going to start seeing more pandemics. Peter Hotez, how the fuck do you know? How do you know? It's kind of like when Fauci was talking about it before Trump came in the first time. Oh well, we're gonna have some pandemics, and I'm gonna tell you, the science Fauci, I know when the pandemics are coming. Maybe because I'm releasing them, but don't talk to me unless if I'm not in my tree, because I am an elf, a Keebler elf, Dr. Fauci. Fuck that dude. Fuck Fauci. So hard. The double posts were happening when you're on a phone, but not laptop. Interesting. See, it wasn't doing it for me earlier, though. When I was in a Common Censored's chat earlier, the Common Censored crew, which I think they'll be raiding later, so we might be seeing an influx here in a little bit. But whenever I've been chatting on the iPhone app, I haven't been noticing any issues. So I don't know. I think it honestly goes regional sometimes with Rumble's pushes for updates or bugs and stuff like that. Honestly, I think it kind of goes in regional spats, if you will. Who knows? Who knows? But like I was saying, guys, first thing we're going to talk about is the desired flood to wash away the sin of California and Oregon. Sadly, looks like it might have been a bit of a false alarm, bit of an overreaction. But with something like a tsunami, I think it's probably smart to go ahead and act like it's going to happen, and then take precautionary measures and get out. And that's what a lot of people were doing. A lot of people were doing that. I told you guys I'm tired. I told you I'm tired. I'm not going 3 hours tonight. I'm a sleepy dozer. The other definition of dozer tonight. Long day. Long day. Got the kids up to school. Went to work. Busy day. Busy day. And then Gosh, last night I was doing DoorDash. It was interesting. It was interesting. Wasn't a terrible night. We had like $60, $70. Could be worse. Could be worse. I know it's better in the big towns, but is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah, January 21st is a very oddly specific date. I agree. Yeah, not a good look. They've done it before. They did the same damn thing before. It's the same playbook. And if people are stupid enough to fall for it yet again, then I have no respect for you. If you fall for that crap again, you deserve all of the boot that you are going to be deep throating. You do. And I don't pity you. I don't pity you whenever the bad things happen as a result. I don't pity you whenever you lose your freedoms. But I will say, don't bring it my way. And don't bring it my family's way. And don't you dare tell me to put a fucking mask on again. Because I'm not going. I'm not going. And I will not be threatened. And I will not be told that I cannot receive services because I'm not putting the muzzle on as a sign of subservience and compliance. I'm not doing it. And to those of you that are going to do it, you are pathetic. You are. You should know better by now. Don't go along to get along. Make a fuss, be polite, but be assertive. And good things will happen, I think. If we have enough people that stand up and say assertively, no thank you, I'm good. You do you, but I'm doing me. I think we're going to end up with a better solution. And I think they pushed so hard this last time that I don't think they're going to get as many people on board as they did the first time. I don't think so. Maybe I'm optimistic. Maybe. I hope I'm right. I really do. I lost a lot of faith in the American spirit in general over the last 3 years, 4 years. I guess God, going on almost 5 years now. Yeah, 2019. 2019 is whenever, well, 2020, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. We'll see. But the first thing, like I said, the tsunami that never was. So sad. So sad. We've got a couple clips to play from people. Michael Savage. I could have sworn Michael Savage was dead. I thought he was dead. Nope. Apparently he's still kicking. He's got a little clip mocking Governor Newsom. And yeah, it just him being Michael Savage. I haven't listened to him in years. I used to listen to him all the time, but I don't listen to the radio as much anymore. Listen to all my people online. Got I used to listen to Ricada, but he's kind of doing his own thing, figuring out life, dodging rocks, crack rocks. Oh, then of course we are change. Luke Rudkowski's got some really good reporting. Robert Gouveia had some really good legal analysis. Odd thing with the whole babies, though. Very interesting. Yeah, Michael's around. Rush died. Rush did die. The cancer got him. Common Censor. I watch Common Censor pretty much nightly. I watch clips of Timcast, but I don't watch Tim Pool live usually unless it's really, really interesting or like someone really important. How he treats his audience pisses me off. So, you know what? You're going to do your audience like that. I'm not going to give you my live views. I might watch a clip later. I don't watch the whole. I don't watch the whole broadcast later. But I do watch some of the clips when they're on Rumble because I stand on principle, and apparently Tim doesn't. Damn memory cards. Everybody's useless. I'm going to fire a bunch of people. Hannah Claire, you're gone. Why? Oh. Jeremy snatched her up, though, didn't he? I like her on there. Her and Styx, after Styx shaved his beard, though, looks like they could have been sisters. Oh, man. So I did it recently, too, though. I shaved the beard off. Well, I at least kept the straps. And something that I've noticed, guys, I thought that maybe the lighting was just off right here. No, guys, that is white hair. It's white. If I end up with the two-tone, white on the sides and black or, well, dark brown in the middle. I I don't know if I'm gonna keep all of the beard. I don't know if I wanna do the two-tone. I will not rock the Jack Murphy look, which I think is his white in the middle and then dark on the sides. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, I feel you. I feel you on that. I do. Um, I still like his. I don't know. You, you do have a you with sticks. You do have to have a little bit of humility, and stuff will humble you. At least it should. Um, I still watch him daily though. I usually try to catch his live, or at least the one offs. But second topic of the night, guys. Second topic of the night we are going to discuss is, well, I guess we are going to go ahead and discuss the fact that, the longer they count votes, the longer they count votes. It seems like they count in these areas, and then just when the Democrat barely ekes out the Republican. Oh, we're done counting votes. Done counting votes after that. And it looks like the House majority in the GOP is dwindling in ways. I mean, there's still 218, I think, but that's not good. That's not good. And if the GOP, if the Republican National Committee, if they are not looking at these and doing everything they can legally to stop this nonsense and actually challenge this stuff, if they aren't, then they are fools and they don't really care. That's my opinion. They're fools and they don't really care and they don't want good things to occur. So, what's up, Castro in the chat? What's up, savages? Yeah, this whole counting votes for a month, absolutely ridiculous. If places like India can count, they have a billion, they have 1.5 billion people. Okay, they have more people involved. If they can finish up counting within a few days, there's no reason why states should be counting for months or almost a whole month. It's 12-5. 12-5, guys. No, no. At a certain point, your votes don't count. If they keep coming in that late, nope, sorry, didn't get in time. California, though, you can't even mention an ID in California. California will be lost until they fix it. Literally, it will be lost until they fix their voting system. Their voting system is so corrupt that nobody can legitimately actually break through the nonsense that is present. They can't break through. They're going to have to change things. They're going to have to get people in there that actually want to structurally shift things. If they do, then we'll see some positive results. But if they don't, California will pretty much continue to be a separate country. We almost need a Yukon Cornelius event to give a little chip, little pickaxe action, chip that sumbitch off of the mainland and just flow down into the Pacific. Be your own thing. You want to brag about your economy being so huge? Well, take care of it yourself then. Pretty much all California. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would definitely be a hit to the U.S. economy for sure. But the societal rot that permeates like a stench because there's so much shit on the ground from California. We might be better off if a good old strong earthquake. We could call it Earthquake Yukon or Yukon Cornelius. If it hit and a giant line broke off the entire state of California and Oregon. Let's just go ahead and say Oregon as well. Wouldn't be upset. I would not be upset. Can we give it back to Mexico? I don't know if they would even take it. I don't know if California would. I don't know if Mexico would take California back. I really don't. They may. They may. But they tend to want to send all their people up into California. So maybe that's their passive aggressive way. Their passive aggressive way of trying to take California back from America. I don't know. I would like to see a change in California structural apparatus when it comes to voting so that we can actually have legitimate elections in California and so that people might actually have a chance of believing in the system there. Adam freaking Schiff wins a senator spot. Seriously? I just have trouble believing that. I do. When Gavin Newsom's been recalled twice now, I think. But they still end up voting him back in. Um, yeah, it's a little sus. It's a little sus in my opinion. Just a tad. Just a tad. But yeah, the GOP in serious danger of losing more of their majority. Might dip under 218. What's that mean? We'll discuss. We'll talk about it. Got a few articles tonight. We're going to be a little article heavy tonight, y'all. We're going to be article heavy. I thought about putting my contacts in because the glasses are getting a little bit scratched up. Need to set up an appointment. I've had these things for like 2 years, and you're supposed to probably get them. Do the eye checkup at least once a year, especially if you got the insurance, right? Because insurance takes care of most of it, doesn't it? Insurance is a racket. Freaking tired of it. Oh, Lord of the Ree, that is a great question. How on earth does a state like Kentucky send both Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell to the Senate? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I want to understand it. I think Massie is from Kentucky too, isn't he? It's a quandary, for sure. Old Cocaine Mitch. Glitch McConnell, still in leadership positions, even though the man's brain is busted. But that doesn't matter. We live in a gerontocracy, guys. We live in a gerontocracy. You can't discriminate against people 55 and over. But if you're under that, you can be discriminated against all day long. There's no federal protection for you if you are a younger individual. You can be told literally, well, if you had more experience, if you had a little bit more wisdom behind you, which is just you're too young. You're too young for this position. In my 20s, I hated that. Hated being told that. In some aspects, it's true, but it's also bullshit. Just the age. If somebody can do the job better in their 20s than somebody in their 40s, well, they should get the shot. That's the way it's supposed to work. Somebody who can do the job better deserves the spot. Doesn't matter your age. It doesn't. Now, conversely, at a certain point, your age does start to matter. And that's the ones that end up getting protected. Because they're the ones that make the legislation. They're the ones that make the regulations. They're the ones that put this stuff into position to perpetuate their senility in government. That's what we see. That's what we see. I grow weary of it. As do most of the people. I concur, Lord of the Ree, wholeheartedly. Man. But yes, we are going to talk about that a little bit. Got some articles. We are going to go ahead and move from that topic into the reports that apparently the Biden administration is seriously considering a preemptive pardon for individuals like Fauci, Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, Mark Milley, all your favorite pieces of shit. Yes, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at reports that this administration is considering preemptive pardons for these shitbags. What's up, Salt Dumpster? Yet another one of our amazing subscribers. Guys, don't forget to like the show. Smash that like button. Give it a good thumping, if you will. Follow the channel if you have not followed it yet. To all the people lurking, thank you guys so much for watching. I love my lurkers. To people that are watching after the live broadcast, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to watch the show, especially when I'm not live and interacting with you. If you want to comment in the comments section, go ahead and sacrifice your comment up to the algorithm gods, for it pleases them, and apparently it helps get eyes on the channel. So if you guys are wanting to mix it up in the comments section, go ahead and drop a comment at some point during or after the broadcast. Having a good time so far. Oh man, Salt Dumpster, you are in California. God bless you. God bless you, Salt Dumpster. Christ be with you. Tsunami, fake and gay here in North Cal. I'm on the coast. I'm in the coast too. Yeah. Apparently it was a bit of an exaggeration. There. I don't understand. Here's the thing, though. I've seen so many conflicting reports. It was a 7.3. It was a 6. It was a 7. It was shallow, so it's going to be a really bad tsunami. And then not so much. Not so much. It kind of. Well, you might have some ripples here and there. I don't know. I don't know, guys. You do, yeah. Salt dumpster. Like I was saying earlier, it's better to with a tsunami, it's better to be safe than sorry. When you have that much water moving, you can't do anything. You literally are at the mercy of nature, and Mother Nature can be a serious bitch in this instance when it comes to a giant amount of water flooding over the lands. I mean, hell, talk to the people in you know, North Carolina, right? Let's talk about that. Oh, now it was see now all the reports 7.3, 6, 7, 6.9 now. 6.9. Giggity. 69. Nice. 8 miles deep. I don't know if that's supposed to be deep or not. I don't know, Salt Dumpster. But I've seen reports. Nobody knows what the hell they're talking about, apparently. So we've got an article from NBC News that we're going to read when we discuss that. Let me finish up my appetizers, though, guys. We're 31 minutes into the stream. Last topic that we are going to discuss, like I said earlier, the Massie Minute. Since I have neglected you guys with no Massie Minutes, we have a 9-minute clip of Thomas Massie and a lady in, I guess, testifying or being questioned in front of the House, one of the House committees, about the Congressional Budget Office. And they have a good back and forth about the powers of the CBO as far as their recommendations are concerned, even when the powers may not necessarily be warranted. And Thomas Massie does a pretty damn good job of laying it out. And this lady is on his side, and they are just kind of they're bouncing it off each other. They are complimenting each other's comments in a lovely way. A lovely way. Yanni Fangs, thank you so much. Says I'm guilty of lurking, but the internet is spotty tonight, so I guess I'll catch the rest of the show tomorrow. Oh man. Well, Yanni Fangs, thank you so much for showing up for the amount of time that you did. Thanks for participating in the chat. Mommy Massie's Milkers. Good God, Lord of the Ree. I don't know. And it did it twice. It did it twice. I'm confused. that bitch Tsunami. Exactly. I don't know. Now, see, that one, though, Lord of the Ree, it didn't do 2 on that last one. It didn't do 2 on that last one. It's weird. It's weird. Rumble's, like I said, I think what it is an influx of users. When you have an influx, like when you get a big personality on Rumble, they did it. It happened with Crowder. It happened with, one of the other big ones. Steve will do it or something like that when he hopped on. So, I don't know. Spectrum. Gay. I've got Sparklight, and I am sick and tired of paying $121 a month for. I mean, it's okay, but it still buffers a little bit, especially when I'm streaming. And I've heard fiber is better, and so there's a cheaper fiber option in this area. GoSimo. I used to read it as GoSimo till I figured out that you're supposed to separate it into GoSimo. Southeast Missouri. Makes sense, right? Starlink. Shit. Salt Dumpster. Starlink and Brave Browser be cooking. Hell yeah, man. Is Starlink any good? Salt Dumpster? Like legit. Is Starlink worth it? Is my question. And I know people have talked about Starlink in huge packages. Well, I'm definitely in not need of a huge package for Starlink. Speaking of Dan to Dan. Give me your banana. Well, I don't have okay, AT&T for cell, but yeah, we've got, like I said, Sparklight for our internet, our Wi-Fi, and we've got the 2 Eros boosters, is what they're called. They do okay, but it's not my cup. not my favorite so far. I'm not pleased. I want to change. I just got to do it. And if I can pay $85 a month for internet that's going to be better, why not do that? Why not do that? Fiber is worse than Starlink. What about the costs, though? What about the costs? That's my question. It cooks. Salt Dumpster, you have given me food for thought. Lord of the Ring, you as well. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Well done, you guys. Well done. You have got me thinking. Thinking about actually Starlink. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe when I'm white trash rich in March, I'll consider doing Starlink. Don't know. Yeah, I had to go with what's available as well for the internet in my area, the Wi-Fi. Um, Literally 5 years ago, it was the only one in the area, Sparklight. But now we have multiple, so I need to actually do a little bit of a yeah, 120. Huh? You're getting Starlink for 120 a month, huh? You think okay, Lord of the Ring? You're saying that fiber is better than Starlink? If I can get that for $85 a month compared to 120, well, maybe eventually I will start doing some gaming streaming. That's a lie. There's no way I'm doing that. I am not even close to understanding how the hell to do live streaming while gaming. Not even close. And my PlayStation 4 is downstairs, and I have a laptop. I stream from a laptop. This is an Intel Core 13 HP. Gets the job done. Gets the job done, guys. You guys gonna fight and chat about which one's better, fiber or Starlink? But yeah, the Massie Minute, guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. We are probably gonna keep it to about 2.5 hours tonight, and I actually mean that tonight because I am pretty tired, and I have an 8 a.m. appointment in the morning. Why did I do that to myself? Why? Why would I do that, guys? Punishing myself for some reason. We'll make it though. We'll make it though. As long as I don't stay up till 3 a.m. like I did last night. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Food for thought. Food for thought for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into our first topic of the night, the tsunami that never was. California. We were that close, guys. We were that close to a God-inspired flood to wash away the sin and debauchery that is California. Maybe it would have washed some of the shit off of the streets and sidewalks. Maybe California could have used a good tsunami. Do I want loss of life? No. Do I want loss of life? Absolutely not. Unless it's the Chomos. All the Chomos there in California and Hollywood. I would be fine with them being washed away. A cleansing, if you will, from God. Wash away the sinners. Do it. Now, with a big earthquake like that, one would think you're going to have aftershocks. So maybe, guys, if we still hold out hope, we pray, we can get rid of, we can have a holy event on Sodom. Gosh. 7.0 though, according to NBC, from 30. There's no way that's from 30 minutes ago. I need to refresh that. You know what? I'm not messing with it. We do have an article from NBC News. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Not as deep as the earthquake, though. No. Apparently, it was around 100 kilometers off of the coast of California. Oh, wow. You know what? I should probably enter presentation mode, right? There it is. There it is. I'm boomering. I'm boomering hard, guys. So hard. Let's look at it. Whoa there. Castro, they talk about being overdue for earthquakes. I live literally close to the fault, the New Madrid fault. We're very close. My area is a little bit higher, so I think I'm not going to be destroyed completely if we have a big one in our area. But to the west of me, there's like some dams and stuff, and they're going to be destroyed. They will be destroyed. It will be a god level event, and it you can't really do much about it. If it's that big of a natural disaster, there's really not much you can do except pick up the pieces afterwards, if you're still alive. That is. But yeah, uh, California, they've been talking about another big one coming 4 years. And I mean, I guess it's just kind of how it goes. That's kind of how it goes. But looky there, from NBC News by Evan Bush. Tsunami warnings lifted in California and Oregon after 7.0 magnitude earthquake. 6.9. Oh, God. FEMA director got caught saying their working assumption was everything west of 15 is toast. Ooh. Yeah, there's. I mean, when it comes to such a huge natural disaster, that kind of happens. There's not much you can do. What's up, Red Delta? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the show. Oh, Interstate 50, I-50. Okay, I-5, Interstate 5, I-5. I mean, it's the truth. With some things like this, when it is so forceful and so explosive, that's what's going to happen. You just kind of have to hope people can get out in time. And as you can see, guys, there were quite a few people trying to get out. That was that awful, awful road there. Doesn't look fun. Doesn't look fun. An earthquake ruptured off California's coast on Thursday morning, briefly triggering a tsunami warning for the coast of Northern California and Southern Oregon. The earthquake, a magnitude 7.0 Timbler? I'm assuming that's supposed to be Trembler. Rumbled at around 10:44 a.m., about 62 miles west of Ferndale, California, according to the United States Geological Survey. See, look, miles. That's much better. Much better. Thank you, NBC, for not using those commie units. A tsunami warning was issued for the coast from Davenport, California, to the border between Douglas and Lane counties in Oregon. The Tsunami Warning Center canceled the warning at about 11:55 a.m. Humboldt County, the community on land closest to the epicenter, reported no injuries or fatalities. Humboldt County District 2 Supervisor Michelle Bushnell told NBC News. But she said she had heard of broken water mains, broken windows, and houses off their foundations. About 10,000 people were without power in Humboldt County, according to State Senator Mike McGuire. The 7.0 magnitude quake is one of at least 17 events that rattled Northern California on Thursday, with most of the seismic activity concentrated around Humboldt County. At least 4 events were recorded in Ferndale, in the Ferndale area, with high activity also observed around the town of Petrolia, where at least 10 quakes ranging between 3.1 and 4.2 magnitude broke out. You know, California may have beautiful weather, but if it's this active as far as seismic activity is concerned, that might not be worth living there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Is it certain areas of California, maybe certain areas, maybe that are getting all this activity? I don't know. What's up, neurodivergent one? Smash that thumbs up, peeps. Do it. Give it a good thumping. Crush it. Smash that thumbs up button. In the old days of Rumble, it used to be called the Plussy. Plussy, guys. The good old days where you could smash that Plussy. You could pound the Plussy. You could wreck that Plussy if you wanted to. Now it's a thumbs up, which is still acceptable. Still acceptable. It's not as fun to say. Not as fun to say, guys. That was a fun time. Back in the good old days, the beginnings of Rumble. Well, technically, Rumble started in 2013, so it's been around for a good while. Just didn't get very popular until like 2019. Rumble is an alternative, a free speech alternative to the communists over on CommuTube and Facebook. Fashbook. That's what we'll call it. That's what I call it. That's what it is. That's what it is, guys. Fashbook. I didn't get on Facebook for about 2 years after the 2020 election of Joe Biden. California Governor Gavin Newsom told reporters on Thursday he had signed an emergency declaration to help with the response to the quakes. It's another reminder of the state that we live in and the state of mind that we need to bring to our day to day reality here in the state of California in terms of being prepared for earthquakes, Newsom said. Christine Goulet, the director of the USGS, U.S. Geological Survey, Earthquake Science Center, based in Los Angeles, said the 7.0 earthquake initiated less than a mile beneath the Earth's surface, making it uncommonly shallow. So that was the shallow aspect. It's less than 1 mile underneath the surface, not under the water. More than a dozen aftershocks were reported following the event. Gole said that USGS analysis suggests there is about a 5% chance that an earthquake greater than magnitude 6.0 could rupture within the next week in the area. Following a 7, there could be fairly large aftershocks, Goulet said. As time goes by, they're going to be less frequent and smaller. Earthquakes can trigger tsunamis when they displace the seafloor, causing waves that can rush toward shore. A tsunami warning indicates that significant inundation and coastal flooding is expected based on preliminary information about the quake's position. Harold Tobin, the director of the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, said the Temblor, I guess Temblor is the word, was a strike slip earthquake, which means that two plates slid past each other, causing shaking. They gave a little rubbed each other's cheeks against, gave a little hi, how you doing? Caused a little bit of turmoil. The quake ruptured in the Mendocino fault zone at the intersection of three tectonic plates, the Pacific, North American, and Juan de Fuca plates. This is the exact point where the Cascadia subduction zone ends to the south and the San Andreas fault begins, Tobin said. It's the most seismically active place in California overall over the past decades. It's not a surprise to get an earthquake of this magnitude. Tobin said this was the highest magnitude earthquake produced in the area since the 1990s. He added that it did not take place on the coast on the Cascadia subduction zone, and that it was not likely to increase the risk of an earthquake there. The Cascadia subduction zone is one of the biggest hazards in the U.S. The fault runs offshore along U.S. west coast from northern California to the northern Vancouver Island in Canada. It's capable of producing magnitude 9.0 earthquakes and tsunami waves about 100 feet tall. In 2022, two people died after a magnitude 6.4 earthquake struck offshore near Ferndale, California, not far from the recent quake. That earthquake caused close to $100 million in damage in the most recent estimate, according to Lori Dengler, an emeritus professor in geology at California State Polytechnic University, Humboldt. Goulet said there have been 8 earthquakes larger than a magnitude 7.0 in the area in the last 100 years, including this event. The earthquake triggered USGS's Shake Alert earthquake early warning systems, which automatically sends warnings about big earthquakes. Goulet said some communities near the epicenter, from Eureka to Fort Bragg, likely received notices on their phones a few seconds before shaking occurred. It looks like the people close got several seconds of advance notice, she said. Dangler said the event should prompt changes to the tsunami warning system. A tsunami warning remained in place for more than an hour and sent people rushing to higher ground, but a damaging wave never materialized. We need to work hard at reducing unnecessary alerts, Dangler said. We need to know within 5 to 10 minutes if a tsunami was produced. And at present, it was kind of crazy having a tsunami warning in place for so long. Given the proximity of the earthquake, communities near Cape Mendocino would have seen the first surges on the order of minutes, Dangler said. That's kind of suspicious. It's kind of suspicious, in my opinion, y'all. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with this. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, has a network of buoys called DART, designed to detect tsunamis by sensing pressure changes along the seafloor. but Dangler said it needs more scientific instruments to be added to the system to produce quicker and more reliable tsunami forecasts. The closest DART systems are hundreds of miles away. From the epicenter today, Dangler said, You really need more ocean bottom instruments to detect what's happening near the source quickly. This article was published on NBCnews.com. Well, thanks, NBCnews.com. That was something. A lot of information there, guys. A lot of information there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We're doing the informing part. Let's do a little bit of entertain, I guess. We've got a couple clips. Y'all. We are going to watch something from Michael Savage. We are going to watch something from... we've got some clips from Raw Alert. Got some of the chaos that ensued from the escape attempts, one could say. Let's pull it up here.
See the ocean right now from where I'm at, but I'm very, very far.
Oh, come on over here. There we go.
And I can see the ocean right now from where I'm at, but I'm very, very far back. It is a distant view, but it made me feel a little safer.
And Gianna, how did they alert you that it was time to get to higher ground? Was it just on your phone? Did somebody call you? How are they telling folks to get out of there?
Yeah, we had about, and I can see the ocean right now from where I'm at, but I'm very, very far back. It is a distant view, but it made me feel a little safer.
And Gianna, how did they alert you that it was time to get to higher ground? Was it just on your phone? Did somebody call you? How are they telling folks to get out of there?
Yeah, we had about, and
yeah, there's a little bit of that. And then we had Michael Savage calls Sean Hannity the wall. Let's give him a listen, see what he has to say. God, he lives there. Poor guy. He got banned from some countries. I think it was the UK. I think the UK banned Michael Savage.
That's coming. Again, more panic from the bullshit artists in the state of California. They're not talking about the tsunami of illegal aliens, the tsunami of bankruptcy from stupid spending, the tsunami of insanity coming out of Sacramento. They're telling us to worry about a tsunami that's not happening. Hey, welcome to the Savage Nation. I'm giving you a live report. And I'm not Anderson Cooper. I'm Michael Savage. Absolutely nothing's happening at all. Zero. The Bay is as calm as I am. Yeah. There's your tsunami. You hear this? What a bunch of assholes. That's all they can do is frighten you with this bullshit. I'm sick of all of them. They mismanaged this most beautiful state on earth. They raped it. They raped the state dry. I came in last night from Oakland Airport. It's like driving through the worst third world country on the planet. Where did all of the transportation money go, Nancy Pelosi? Where did the billions of dollars in transportation money go, Governor Newsom? No answer to that. That's the real emergency, is the money they've stolen or wasted or given to their friends on fake solar projects. Here's the Bay. Go ahead, you fucking bastards, you. Go ahead, worry me out. Warn everybody on a tsunami. Tsunami coming. You're all going to die. Go to higher ground. Go to higher ground. All of the schmucks in the federal...
Michael Savage just does not care. He is there to just stick it in their face. Right there. Yeah, he's very scared. Very scared. Michael Savage doesn't give a crap. He knows where the drama is coming from. And that's why I'm saying, guys, with this, there might be some things to consider. I don't know. Interesting that they had the alert and then all the public panic and then nothing. I don't know. There might be some more stuff going on there. We'll see, I suppose.
In the state agencies, they're ready. They got out their booklet to see if they could include something about trans or gays or minorities or how the poor people are going to suffer the most. What a bunch of assholes. What a losing state this is. I moved here because it was the most beautiful state in the world, and it's been destroyed by Nancy Pelosi's, let's say, political world. Yeah, there it is. You saw the Bay. Yeah, get vaccinated, too, while you're at it, because a seal is liable to bite you and jump out of the Bay. A seal is liable to leap out and bite you in the ass. Okay, folks, this is your update, your report from San Francisco Bay live. I put on the raincoat as a mock joke. If it was Anderson Cooper, he'd be wearing a pink raincoat telling you to worry about this. Oh, the tsunami's coming. The tsunami's about to hit. Look, we're here. We're here, Martha. Look, there's the tsunami out there in the clouds. That's what they do, these pricks in the media. They don't warn about the human tsunami they brought in from Mexico, Central America, the Middle East. That's the real tsunami. The tsunami of human filth that they dumped on the state. The tsunami of stealing votes. The tsunami of robbing another seat. Nancy Pelosi's daughter sent out to Central Valley to steal another seat, and they thought, oh, we found 300 votes in the toilet and stole another seat. That's the tsunami of corruption. Not this. There's no tsunami here. Nature is beautiful here.
Well, this ties in perfectly to our next topic.
No, the sea level has not risen in the 40 years I've lived here by 1 millimeter. Not 1 millimeter has it gone up. I'm a boater, you morons, you. I know the bay better than you do. The sea has not risen 1 millimeter. It's gigantic. The whole thing is a gigantic scam and fraud. Well, that's my live report from the tsunami of California. And I'm Dr. Michael Savage.
This would have been even better if he would have been standing in the ocean, like ankle deep, or like knee deep, or like on his knees, maybe. That would have been even better.
I'll keep you updated by the minute as the tsunami is about to hit and wipe us off the map.
It took him a minute. He got there. Thank you, Mr. Savage. Very savage indeed. Very savage indeed. What's Newscomb have to say about it, guys? What's Newscomb have to say? Let's see what old American Psycho has to say about this this event. He approved a state of emergency for the earthquakes that don't really have appeared to have done any damage to Northern California. Why? Guys, why is a public state of emergency important when nothing was going on? Nothing actually bad was happening.
I just got off the phone as we were driving over.
State of emergency gives the government, the government ends up using a state of emergency to justify clawing to power and snatching power from the people. So maybe that's why. Even though there's been no real damage from these earthquakes, no tsunami to speak of, now we've got a state of emergency, guys. State of emergency. What emergency?
Got off the phone as we were driving over with our state office emergency. We've now put together what we refer to as our SOC. We've referred all our efforts to focus.
Crusty sock. Nasty.
Now on a 7.0 earthquake in Northern California. There was a tsunami warning that came out. That tsunami warning was lifted. It is part of a protocol, tsunami warnings, anytime you're 5.0 or greater around a coastal region, typically goes into effect. It allows us to back off through abundance of caution. That was lifted. Nonetheless, we're concerned about damage, particularly in the northern part of the state, in Del Norte, Mendocino, in Humboldt County. As a consequence of that, I just signed off on a state of emergency, a declaration that will allow us to provide more resources, provide some of our National Guard resources as needed, access to state fairgrounds, waiving some contractual obligations for that part of the state. It's another reminder of the state that we live in and the state of mind that we need to bring.
The thumbnail for the video is supposed to be Gavin Newsom in a tsunami or in a wave. Grok didn't do a great job of capturing Gavin Newsom's essence, but I'll forgive him. I'll forgive it. I will. It looks kind of actually like holly for some reason. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting that it looks like holly, but I don't know. Let's listen to him a little bit
to
more.
Our day-to-day reality here in the state of California in terms of being prepared for earthquakes. But early damage assessments are being made. We don't have any additional information at this time, but our teams are working collaboratively with the teams on the ground. And I just want to thank everybody, particularly.
Mindful is a big push in a lot of professions right now. Part of that, I think, is because of dialectical behavior therapy. And DBT involves a lot of mindfulness, which can be a good thing. But when politicians and government officials and spokesmen and women latch onto it and try to force that type of language down people's throats, it's going to eventually elicit a reaction, like Salt Dumpster is experiencing.
our local law enforcement agents.
Mindfulness in DBT is like really focusing on the specifics of what you're doing. So like being completely in the moment of what you're doing and what you're experiencing, like eating food, eating a chip, picking the chip up, noticing how the chip feels in your fingers. When you take the chip and you bring it to your mouth and it touches your tongue and you bite into it, each little motion, each little thing. That's what mindfulness is. That's a simple exercise in mindfulness. But mindfulness expanded out can be something as relatable as being mindful of how you approach things, how you talk, your tone, your volume, how you react instead of responding, or should try to respond instead of react. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. What's up, Trish1? Lovely mod in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully your plumbing issues have gotten resolved, or at least are at bay for now. Hopefully there's no tsunami in underneath your house at this point, Trish1. Oh yeah. Chat is rolling.
Agencies for their outstanding work and working through their protocols as quickly and efficiently as they have to date. And we'll have more to say on that over the course of the next few hours, and clearly over the course of the next few days.
There was old Newscomb with his little perspective. Oh, what did that just do? No, go away. There was the traffic jam of people trying to get the heck out. Oh man. Yeah, they were a little bit panicked. And like I said, I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to something like a tsunami. You can't control what happens in a tsunami. You can just pray. That's about all you got. When it's a big one, you're just screwed. There's not much you can do. But I am glad. Jokes aside, cleansing of the sinners aside, I am glad that nobody lost their lives and there wasn't a giant earth-shattering tsunami from the earth-shattering earthquake. Very mindful of you, Salt Dumpster. Speak with candor. We got to speak with candor. All right, let's do a little bit of candid. Let's be a little bit candid and speak with candor. Okay. Some people like that word in government. Is what it is. It is what it is. It's not on the docket tonight, but did you guys see that the dang United Healthcare CEO got blasted in the chest? That was insane. And I'm not going to advocate for that at all. It's disgusting that somebody would do that. It looks like it was a hit. It doesn't look like it was a refined professional who did the action, though. I'll say that. You're still working on plumbing. Damn. Oh, God bless, Trish. I am sorry. That's rough. What's up? We seem to have a raid. Goodness gracious. Duck, take cover. We are being raided by the Common Censored crew, the Info Infantry. Common Censored, Monday through Friday, 5:45 Central, 6:45 Eastern, for about 3 hours. Talks about the news, talks about the pop stuff, talks about interesting goings-on in the world. If you like what we do here in the Dozer Den, you're probably going to like what goes on over in the Common Censored crew, the Info Infantry. Great stuff. Appreciate the raid. Thank you guys for popping in to hang out with me for a little while anyways. Like I said, guys, I not going the full 3 hours tonight. Very tired. And I know I say that all the time. And I usually end up being a dirty, rotten liar. So, we'll see. Trish, I hope you're able to get it fixed. Hopefully it only takes him like a half hour to fix the issue. If it's $125 an hour. Whew. Maybe they'll let you set up a payment arrangement. I don't know. What's up, TV Green? Good to see you. There has been a raid. Raided we have been. Glad to see you guys. While you're here, don't forget to smash that like button. Follow the channel. Share the stream with your friends. Just don't cross streams. You can share the stream, but don't cross streams. Nobody wants to cross streams. What's up, whistling peel? I was playing clips. We just played some. We got it done. We're gonna be playing more here in a little bit though. But we are going to roll into another article here in a minute. What's up, Mama Mac? Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got things. Cross streams when you need to kill the final boss. Exactly. When you're taking out Vigo, that's when you cross the streams, guys. That's when you cross the streams. It's important. It's very important. I love that username, Whistling Peehole. Does it look like that in the live chat? Yes, it does. Very creative. Very creative. Thank you, TV Green. Like and share. Do the things. Smash the like button. Caress the like button. Whisper sweet nothings into its ear. All that. All the good things. All the good things. Welcome to the Dozer Den, you guys. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining. We talked, y'all missed the tsunami talk, or lack thereof. We had a brief moment in time where we could have had a cleansing, guys. A cleansing of the West Coast. They could have washed all the feces off the streets and the sidewalks. We were very close, guys. Very close, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. They spun the public into a frenzy. People were struggling to get out. Stuck in traffic jams. And then nothing happened. Shouldn't take long. Gonna pay him to fix it one tub and then save some money and have him come back later. Man, that's rough. What's up, Donna? 1437. Good to see you. Good to see you. Whistling Peehole. A lot of force training it to whistle. I appreciate the hustle. So, guys, we discussed that. We are going to go ahead and roll into our next topic. It looks like, and Savage actually mentioned this in the clip that we played from Michael Savage on the coast of California. He mentioned the tsunami of fraud that tends to come when votes continuously get just poured in. And conveniently, guys, just conveniently, the votes stop and they stop counting and declare a winner when the Democrat barely ekes out the Republican. Mighty convenient, right, guys? How come this is the case that, the Republicans don't find truckloads or boxes of ballots hiding that just nobody found? Nobody found them. They were just hiding there. How come the Republicans don't have that happen, huh? How come it only ends up going for the Democrats? How come whenever the votes just keep getting counted and keep getting counted, it ends up always going for the Democrats? There was one county, I believe, in California that they let Trump win to add validity to their process. That's what I think. Man. So you have Patriot friends in California and it took them hours for them to let us know that they were okay. Well, I'm glad they're okay. I am glad they're okay. There's some good ones. You see, the tsunami can leave the good ones. Wash away the chomos. Wash away the Hollywood scum. The pedophiles. Get them gone. Let the waters wash them away and purify the lands from that evil. Leave the patriots, though. Leave the patriots. Leave the good folks. That's what I say. Much appreciated. Good point there, Trish. Please, everybody, hit that thumbs up button, follow, like, share. Much appreciated, guys. All the things. Oh yeah, TV Green. It's way too small. They're talking about it dipping under 218 if it hasn't already. It's insane. It's insane that the more they count, the less we have, and it always goes for the Democrats, guys. Always goes for the Democrats. It never leans toward the Republicans. We have an article from Newsweek by Ewan Palmer. Let's go ahead and pull it up and start diving into our second topic of the night. Like I said, guys, we are probably going to keep it to around 2 hours, maybe 2.5. We'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and pull this article up and start digging into this analysis here from Ewan. GOP House majority may drop below 218 seats. Here's what that means. By Ewan Palmer from Newsweek. House Republicans will need to maintain a united front to pass legislation early next year, as the GOP's House majority in the lower chamber could temporarily drop to 217 seats, experts told Newsweek. Democrat Adam Gray unseated Republican John Duarte in California's. What is the article doing? Good Lord, stop moving. California's 13th congressional district race on Tuesday, finalizing the results of all 2024 House Senate races because they got to Democrat. Then it's done. Then they can stop counting. Then they can stop acting like that there are any votes. That's what happens. Just with the Democrats, guys. Just with the Democrats. Never with the Republicans. Just when they eke it out and the Democrats got 200 or 300 or 600 more votes than the Republican, then they're done. All votes are done, guys. We can stop now because you got what you wanted. You did the fraud. You got the damn illegal votes in there, and that's how it is. California is pretty much lost when it comes to a legitimate voting system. That's what it is. Oh, good point there, Trish. If you guys would like to donate directly to the Dozer Den, well, there is a Venmo and a Cash App link. It's in the description as well. And guys, guess what? I have a Discord server as well. So Trish, I saw that you were trying to get on there. I don't know how to help you, honestly. I'm a bit of a Luddite when it comes to Discord. I am not very well versed in it. Sorry you were having problems joining the server. Maybe I need to get a new link and send it to you. I don't know. I will try to get that out there. If maybe I'll post it in the comments section after the video. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the link expired or what. I think you said that it was trying to make you create an account or something like that, or create your own Discord server. So my apologies. Gotcha. Thanks, Trish. Appreciate you. I squirrel whistling pee hole. It happens. That's what makes it fun, guys. This just makes it fun. Let's see. So Gray's victory means Democrats will hold 215 seats next year, while Republicans will control the House with a slim 220-seat majority. However, the GOP could temporarily lose up to 3 seats as members resign and leave Congress to join President-elect Donald Trump's administration. Matt Gaetz has already resigned after being tapped for the role of Attorney General, a position he later withdrew from. Representatives Mike Waltz from Florida and Elise Stefanik of New York are in line for National Security Advisor and U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, respectively. Passing legislation in the House requires a simple majority of 218 votes. If some lawmakers are absent due to illness or other reasons, the majority threshold is lowered. If all 3 resignations occur, the House would be split 217 to 215 until the seats are filled via special elections. This means Republicans can ill afford any defections on full House votes to achieve a full simple majority, as a 216 to 216 tie would block any legislation. We don't need that. We don't need that, guys. And I don't know why the article is spazzing like that. My apologies. I blame Newsweek. Can't be me. Can't be my fault, guys. Can't be mine. At a minimum, the GOP whip organization is going to have to be precise in its counts and diligent in getting members to the floor for roll calls. Charles Bullock, a political science professor at the University of Georgia, told Newsweek. Against a united Democratic front, just a few Republican absences or members reluctant to back a particular bill could cost the GOP. We may see roll calls held open longer as leadership twists arms, drags reluctant members to the floor, or awaits delayed flights from California. Newsweek has contacted House Speaker Mike Johnson's office for comment via email. Waltz formally submitted his resignation in late November, while Stefanik has not yet stepped down after being tapped for Trump's cabinet, but is expected to do so. Stefanik will need Senate confirmation to become UN ambassador, but Waltz does not require confirmation to become National Security Advisor. Well, that's good. At least the Senate, at least the bastards in the Senate won't mess with that one, even though they're trying to screw Pete Hegseth out of it. I'm kind of conflicted on Pete Hegseth. I think he's good. I think he's good. But I don't know. Some people are like, "Oh, he's a war hawk." Well, okay, department, was it SecDef? Yeah, yeah. It's kind of a war hawky position. So I don't know. I don't know. He has flavors. It seems like he understands the consequences of a war, though. So, oh dang, Trish, they had to create your own account. When I tried to delete it, they made me surrender both emails to them and told them to send me an email with 14 days, and it deleted. Huh. Shit. What's up, JJR? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Follow the channel if you haven't already. We were at 458, and now we're down to $457. Not sure what happened to that lone individual who left the Dozer Den. But I will miss you, even if you were a bot. Even if you were a bot. Every now and then we might get some bot followers. It happens. It happens. Just like on X, guys, which, by the way, if you haven't followed me over on X, at Billdozer74__, we were over 3,000 followers, and then there was a bot purge, and now I'm at 2840 something. Who knows? I might end up down under 2,000 if this keeps going. We'll see. We'll see. But it's all right, though. It's all right, though. Two of the people who watch me on X, thank you so much. I appreciate the heck out of you. To the few individuals who watch me over there on YouTube, thank you as well. Although I will say, this is where the water is warmest. Rumble, the free speech platform, and X. I would call myself a Rumbler, not a YouTuber. I guess if you post on X, you could be an X poster. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well. But Lord Sterling Ree, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for raiding the stream. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. We are rolling through it, guys. We are rolling through it. Back to the article. We squirreled, guys. We squirreled. It happens. We do the weave. We go here. We go there. But eventually, we're back on track. It's the best way, in my opinion, to conversate. Let's see. Special elections to replace Gates and Waltz are scheduled for April 1st. Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. A special election to potentially replace Stefanik has not yet been set, but New York Governor Kathy Hochul must announce the date within 10 days of Stefanik's resignation. The election must take place within 70 to 80 days of the announcement. All 3 congressional seats are in Republican-friendly districts and are unlikely to flip to Democrats. Unless they cheat enough, guys. Unless they freaking cheat enough. If they count for 2 months, like they tried, if they've counted for a month there in California, and Duarte is now out, and Gray is now in. So, just saying, we should not take for granted. We should not take for granted these Republican solid areas. Be vigilant if you're in these areas. Be aware. Be on your local officials. Volunteer if you can. If you can volunteer and get involved, get involved. We have to make things trickle up. There's not going to be any trickling down. We need to force things up from a grassroots movement of accountability and voting security. Honestly, that's what we need. That's what we need. I wish there was a movement strong enough in California to fix that place, but we'll see. Was that my Sterling impression? I wasn't trying. No, I wasn't trying to do an impression. I did a Trump impression just a minute ago. Talking about the weave. Yeah, that was my Trump. This guy. Little bobblehead. Little bobblehead hugging the American flag. It's the best American flag. We love the American flag here. I've been working on it. Probably not the best, but I do what I do. Let's see. All 3 congressional seats are in Republican-friendly districts and are unlikely to flip. Even so, the GOP is poised to govern with its razor-thin majority for most of the first 100 days of the new congressional term. As we saw in the last Congress, GOP House leadership was much less successful managing a small majority than former Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was in the previous Congress, because the Democrats are way more the groupthink with the Democrats, the blob mentality, if you will, is far more prevalent with the Democrats. There's much more individuality within the Republicans, which is great, but also sometimes can be a bit of a hassle. But you know what? I'd rather have a little bit of chaos than conformity. Just saying. Just saying. I like that. A little bit of chaos over conformity. That works. With an even narrower majority, Speaker Mike Johnson faces an even more challenging task. It may help him that Mr. Mischief, Matt Gaetz, won't be around, but a number of Freedom Caucus members who prioritize ideology over party remain. Yeah, for fuck's sake. Holy shit. Acting like that's a bad thing. Acting like that's a bad thing. Members who prioritize ideology over party. Yeah, people with fucking standards. How crazy, right? How crazy. Lord Sterling, I'm an agent of chaos. You want to see how I got these scars? That's the Heath Ledger who did the amazing Joker. Amazing Joker. Let's see. Joaquin Phoenix, pretty decent. Joker is a good movie. I don't want to watch the second one. Not going to. Having even a handful of members focused on their beliefs over governing could easily lead to gridlock. Who is this quoting? Who is this quoting? Let's see. This was. Gosh dang, it doesn't say who it's quoting. Crazy, though. Crazy. I concur. I haven't actually watched it, but the clips that I've seen, Colin Farrell does an amazing job. He is the character. It's pretty great. Pretty and great. Back to this. In January 2023, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, douchebag in chief, was elected to the role only after 15 rounds of voting, as 6 Republicans voted present, reducing the majority threshold to 215. McCarthy's nomination process was plagued by opposition from Gaetz and other Republicans who later led the motion to vacate McCarthy in October 2023. I had basic bitch conservative friends say they hated Gaetz for that. They're not paying attention. They're the normies who aren't actually paying attention. Gaetz was doing a good thing. If you have a problem with it, well, you don't know. You don't know and you accept the status quo. And I mean, I guess I can't be that mad at you if you're ignorant. But if you're willfully ignorant, that's when I do get annoyed. Willful ignorance is a problem. Let's see here. Daniel Vinson, a professor of politics and international affairs at Furman University in South Carolina, noted that the hardline factions of the GOP could complicate the party's ability to govern with its narrow majority. Even when Republicans return to full strength after special elections, they will have only 220 seats, Vinson told Newsweek. It should make Mike Johnson's life interesting, especially on issues like raising the debt limit or the budget, where Freedom Caucus members have played hardball in the past, as they should. Good God. They talk about it like it's a bad thing. Like these are the black sheep for actually wanting accountability and change for the positive, like change for the better in government. Dear God, how horrible of them. Twat waffles. That's sign. Twat waffles. The only sign language I know. Let's see. Johnson has already faced challenges in managing the GOP's slim majority in the current congressional term. The House Speaker relied on Democrat votes to avoid a government shutdown and to pass a bill providing aid to Ukraine. A 217 to 215 divide would tie the closest margin in House history, last seen during the 65th Congress, 1917 to 1919. Interesting time there. Interesting dates, when Democrats essentially held a similar advantage thanks to 4 members of minor parties. History almost seems cyclical at times, guys. with all the turmoil in the world going on, with the World War III going on. It's World War III. We're in it. They're just not calling it that yet. But it is what it is. Yeah, Donna, that would be great. One bill vote at a time. No lump bills. No omnibus. No pork. All this. Let's single issue bills. Single issue bills. Keep them to maybe a 4-page maximum. These thousands of page documents. Thousands of pages. Nobody's reading these. Even with their giant staff of, helpers looking through it, breaking it down. Nobody's actually processing all the crap that they shovel into these bills. These giant monstrosities. Nobody actually understands them. But you see, you have to pass the bill to see what's in it. To quote good old Vodka Pelosi, you got to pass it to see what's in it, guys. Bunch of nonsense. Bunch of nonsense. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, guys. It sucks that Matt Gaetz isn't going to be in the House anymore. That made things exciting. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. Chaos over conformity when it comes to government. I'm about that. Because when we see conformity, I mean, look at what it's done for the Democrats. Yeah, they are able to get things done because they move as one. They are the Borg. They move as one. Except for a couple of them. A couple of them talk about, being mad at the Jews. Israel, specifically. In which I have a problem with the Israeli government for sure. That doesn't make me anti-Semitic. I had a back and forth with somebody on X recently that lover of Israel was literally in their byline or their bio. Lover of Israel. Then go there. Fuck you. You don't have lover of the United States. You don't have lover of America. Okay, then. Go over there. Go play in the sandbox. Have fun with that. Just saying. Just saying. It doesn't make you anti-Semitic to question Israel, to question good old Bibi Netanyahu, to bring up, I don't know, the USS Liberty maybe, to bring up how they literally, this isn't, it might be Mossad. There's certain Israeli government influence in certain industries in this country that literally keep certain parts of the population in a compost pile of culture, we'll call it. Just saying. That might be worth acknowledging. Wish I had my noticer shirt on. Just saying. Just saying. It's worth looking at. It's worth looking at. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what a lot of people during like the whole, when you mentioned COVID coming from China, they try to say that was racist. Or when you mention the Chi-Coms, people will confuse that and say that you're being racist towards the Chinese. When you mention that you dislike the government of a country, that is not saying that you hate the people of the country. That's different. Now, if you say you hate everybody from that country or everybody from that ethnicity, well, that's silly. That's basing it on an immutable characteristic, your hatred of somebody, your perspective of them, based on something they can't control. That's silly, in my opinion. Do we have differences? Yeah, we do. But when I say when I'm mad at the Chi-Coms or I'm mad at Israel, I'm not saying I'm mad at the Chinese people and I'm not mad at the Jews, even though some of them were digging some tunnels. It's crazy. Why isn't Gates in the House? Donna, he resigned when he got nominated. When Matt Gaetz got nominated for Attorney General, he resigned, even though he had been elected to the I think it's the 119th Congress coming in. Technically, could have made a play on that and said, "Okay, I resigned from the 118th, but I'm coming into the 119th." Or is it 119th and 120th? I don't know. I've slept since then. It's been a while since I read that. But yeah, he resigned because he was planning on being the Attorney General. Maybe. Or maybe it was the part of the play the whole time. He was going to resign so they didn't release the House Ethics Committee report. Although some people said that as soon as Gates resigned, oh, that means he was guilty. Fuck off. Like, seriously? That is so foolish. That is such a foolish perspective, in my opinion. That doesn't mean that he was guilty. Okay? If the Biden Department of Injustice was investigating Matt Gaetz for like a year or more, and they weren't able to justify pressing charges, they had nothing on that man. Nothing at all. People were confused, though. People were ignorant of some of the facts. So you can't be, like I said, if people are ignorant, innocently ignorant, it's not worth being mad at them. When people willfully stick their damn heads in the sand and just present their ass for the establishment to rail, well, that is worth being mad at, in my opinion. Can't Gates take it back? Shit. I take it back. Let me back in. I'm sorry. Oh, that would be nice. No, he might end up getting a Senate nomination. Who knows? The ignorant, that's silly. I don't know what you're talking about. I got some Jesus juice. Michael Jackson was innocent, I'm thinking, guys. Razor Fist did an excellent breakdown of how he was pretty much just stupid. Stupid and stunted in his mindset on things. But don't wet the bed, though, with the kids. I don't know. I don't think he actually did anything. I don't think he did anything with any of those kids. Based on everything that came out. The ignorant. Hee. I agree. I think he was framed. I think he was somebody who was foolish and probably was stunted in certain ways that he probably wouldn't have even wanted to do that with him. With the kids. I heard the other day that apparently Michael Jackson actually didn't speak like that. The high pitch like this. Yeah, this is how I talk. This is definitely me. This is definitely an adult male's voice. No. Apparently, that is not how he actually talked. Apparently, whenever the cameras were off and he was relaxed, talked like just a regular black dude. What is it? One of the old video games, one of the boxing video games where Michael Jackson's character is in there. He voiced apparently that's his actual voice. That's fact check it, I guess. But I saw this the other day and I'm just like, holy crap, is this true? Like Michael Jackson actually had a normal voice. This was a character that he played. I don't know. See you, Donna. Thank you so much for stopping by. Resigned from the 119th as well. He's already served 8 years and believes in term limits. No, that's principle. That is principled as fuck. That's one thing I loved about Matt Gaetz. He wasn't taking money from the lobbyists as well. That was exceptional. He was one of the only ones that wasn't beholden to the lobbyists. And that's why he could call out their corruption. That's why he put them on Front Street. And he called out even the people on his own side when they were corrupt. He called them out. And I appreciate the hell out of that. Yep. That's very possible. Chester Bennington, too, possibly, with the exposing certain issues in the music industry. Rest in peace, Chester. And God, what the hell did they do? Linkin Park. Real quick, we'll do an aside here. Linkin Park. I'm going to rant about Linkin Park for a second. You went for years after Chester. Every now and then you put something out. Mike Shinoda put some stuff out with his stuff. I don't think there was much new Linkin Park stuff without Chester after he died. But Linkin Park did the id pull thing. They picked a freaking dyke. Or I'd call her a lesbian. They picked a lesbian chick to be the lead singer. There are so many people that could be doing a better job than her. So many people that would be doing a better job at filling the role. Nobody's going to replace Chester. They're not. But they could do a better job singing his material than she does. She sounds like freaking Phil, one of the Rugrats. She sounds like Phil. Like Phil and Lil, the little tuft of brown hair ones. That's what she sounds like. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It is not Linkin Park. Emptiness Machine, that song. When Mike Shinoda is singing, it's great. But when she starts singing, it's like, it doesn't quite fit. They picked her because she's a chick, and they picked her, I think, because she's a lesbian. I assume she's a lesbian based on one of the music videos that I watched. Just why? Why would you decide to go idpull when you have such an iconic band, a band that got a lot of people through a lot of things, that grew with people. People grew with it. And then you pick a freaking just chick that's subpar. Her vocals are subpar. And when she tries too hard. She tries to be Chester. She's never going to be Chester. She needs to stop trying. I digress. That was my Linkin Park rant. I've been mulling that over for a while. Yeah. I don't know if she's actually gay, but I'm assuming based on the music video of her talking about loving and holding hands with the chick with the short hair, I'm assuming she's a gay. I don't know. It just seems silly. It was a shit pick in my opinion. There are large pink-haired landwells on freaking Twitch that do better covers of Chester's material than she does. Like, stay in your lane range-wise, first of all. Stop trying so hard to try to do Chester's sound, because you can't. You can't hit his levels. You just can't. Her original stuff, the new material, it's okay, but it's just not something I would seek out. It's just not Linkin Park, in my opinion. But yeah. Lord Sterling, interesting. Never been a fan of Linkin Park. To each their own. Oh, he's got to want. I get that. I do. But they got some bangers. Definitely does have a little bit of. There's a little bit of that. It's very emotional. Little emo. I'll give you that. Giving Up, though, man, that is a freaking killer song. Freaking 17-second scream. Oh my gosh. Love that. And then like Paper Cut, Minutes to Midnight was a great album. God, yeah, there's some good stuff. And they got a little bit mainstream at times, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I feel you. To each their own. All right. Since we got that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and roll into our next topic. We are going to talk a little bit about, since we talked for 2.5 hours last stream about the Hunter Biden pardon, let's talk about the possibility of some preemptive pardons. Guys, the Biden administration, they are apparently considering, there are reports, guys, that Biden is considering preemptive pardons for people that he feels the next administration is going to target. They believe it's unjust targeting, when people who can look at things objectively and reasonably will be able to correctly identify it as, I don't know, holding people the fuck to account. That's what's going on with the next administration. When you have somebody like Kash Patel that's going to get in there and actually knows about some of this stuff, maybe we actually need somebody held accountable. Maybe people like Fauci, who lied over and over and over again to Congress, needs to be held accountable. People like Bannon and Navarro were raked over the coals for violating the standards of Congress, the demands of Congress. Fauci needs to freaking do the same. Fauci, let's look at all the disgusting things that Fauci has done. Let's look at the poor little beagle puppies. Let's look at, I don't know, the children that Fauci was responsible for. I think it was foster children and adoptive children, to experiment on them. Let's look at that. That son of a bitch needs to be under the fucking jail. Fauci is evil. I need to get my stream deck going. That's Mermaid Man. That was my Mermaid Man evil. That's what we're going to use. It's going to happen at some point. He might pardon himself. Who knows? Technically, I mean, the pardon powers are almost king-like. They pretty much are. They are plenary, which means they have no equal. They have no check. They do what they do, regardless of what you think. Smash that thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to like the stream, even if you're only hopping in for just a brief couple minutes to chill for a moment. Smash the like button. Comment in the comment section. Share the stream if you must. all the things, all the screams. If you want to donate to the Dozer Den, you can always send a Robo Rant. You can subscribe to the channel. If you're in browser, there is a lovely subscribe button. If you're in the app, it's a join button that'll take you to Locals, which I do have a Locals connected to my Rumble, thedozerden.locals.com. Haven't posted there in a few days, but I will get back on posting there. I did have a live chat open on the last stream link, and I will make sure to open another one. I need to figure out how to live stream to Locals as well. I think I need to send somebody an email. I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've been neglecting it, but I've been getting better. I have been getting better about Locals, so it's clunky. It's clunky. The UI with Locals is interesting. That's right, Sterling. Pure evil. A la Alex Jones, the Frog Prophet himself. But preemptive pardons are on the table, apparently, for people like Fauci. There you go, Trish. Thank you very much. There's a Discord as well, if you want to join the Discord. If you're able to navigate past whatever technical difficulties may pop up from that. Hopefully you don't. But yeah, there you go. What's up, Craig Muttley? Good to see you. Good to see you. Bacon and thumbs for Vittles. Vittles, guys. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. So Fauci, Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, who has actually come out and said that he doesn't want them. He doesn't want it. He thinks that would be a little bit a bad look, pretty much. A preemptive pardon. So Schiff came out and is actually being smart. Because it's a bad look if he goes ahead and starts pardoning people preemptively. General Milley, is it Mark Milley? General Milley doesn't deserve the uniform. The one that talked about, I want to understand white rage. You can understand this freaking foot douchebag, white rage. Self-flagellating whites piss me off. It's okay to be white. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about that a little bit at the end of the stream, very tail end of the stream, guys. Last stream. Being racist against people because they're white is still racist. You can be racist against the white folks, especially when you look at the world population. The whites ain't the majority. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that white folks are treated like that. I don't know, just kind of odd to me. Whatever. Had a based lady from TikTok that we clip that we played last time. She had a couple little points where I was kind of like, the whole go back to your own homeland thing. Unless you directly, you're a literal immigrant and then you come here and then you don't like this country and want to take over and change the culture completely, then yeah, fuck off. But if it's people that have been here for their whole lives, they were born here, they can't go back to their land. This is their land. But if they don't like it, get the fuck out. I agree. I agree. Oh, it's my white privilege saying that? Yeah. So much white privilege. I have so much white privilege, guys. I have so much white privilege. Oh, I could go. I'm rather tan, though. I am rather tan. There is a rumor that apparently my grandma may have had a Latin lover at some point, and my mom happens to be a little bit shorter and browner than her siblings. I don't know what this means. My first job was in an orchard. I'm short and scrawny, and I like hard work. I think it's just Black Irish. I think it's Black Irish. I don't know. Never actually looked at my DNA. I kind of don't want to give my genetic material to Ancestry.com or whatever the heck the websites are. I think you can include a letter or something that can prevent them from using your DNA, your genetic material for whatever the hell they want to use it for. But I don't know. It's interesting. My brother had his checked out, but I've read that your siblings can have up to 50% different genetic expression of your traits, like of the ancestry. So I don't know. Of course, there was Irish, there was German, English. I've heard that we actually do have a little bit of Jewish in our the way back when, from the my ancestors over there in Europe. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's why I got a little bit of the frizzy. I don't know. I really don't care that much. I really don't care. Yeah, there you go. There's the Discord link. I haven't posted there in a few days. I did post this this evening or this afternoon the link to the show, but we'll get some more stuff going on in there. We will. Bunch of different channels. Fun times, fun times. Preemptive pardons. The Biden team is reportedly actually considering pardoning individuals like Milley, Fauci, Cheney, Schiff. We've got an article from Fox News. 3-minute read here. Let's bring it up. Let's do the news, guys. It's a news-heavy stream tonight. News-heavy stream. Getting back to the information part of the infotainment. Whoa. From Fox News by Danielle Wallace. Biden team reportedly considering preemptive pardons for Fauci, Schiff, and other Trump quote-unquote targets. People that have broken the law and need to be held accountable. Other word for them. President Biden's White House is reportedly considering preemptive pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci, Senator-elect Adam Shifty Schiff, Pencil Neck Watermelon Head. You're a pencil neck watermelon head. Adam Schiff probably has some of the smallest hands. Truly a despicable individual. Let's see. And Liz Channing from Wyoming. We used to be from Wyoming. White House counsel Ed Siskel is arranging discussions about the potential pardons with several other senior Biden aides, including Chief of Staff Jeff Zients. Politico reported, citing senior Democrats familiar with the talks. People familiar with the talks. I'm so sick of that. Sterling. Schiff is a structural marvel. Yeah, he's an anatomical anomaly. There you go. There was some alliteration. Yeah, he's an interestingly built man. I say man loosely. He's probably pretty loose. No. I don't apologize. The president, who granted a sweeping pardon to his son Hunter for the past 11 years of crimes or potential crimes earlier this week, reportedly has not been roped in on the deliberations, according to Politico. So wait. The talks are going on without Biden, but Biden's the one that's supposed to be the one pardoning them. It's almost like Biden hasn't been running shit for the past 4 years. It's almost like he's not the one actually in charge. Huh. Fascinating. Fucking fascinating, guys. Jesus. The conversations included whether Fauci, Schiff, or Cheney would even accept a preemptive pardon, which could suggest wrongdoing and exacerbate criticisms brought by President-elect Trump's team. I would urge the president not to do that, Schiff told Politico. I think it would seem defensive and unnecessary. True. I agree with Schiff there. Fox News Digital reached out to the White House for comment, but did not immediately hear back. Trump's appointment of Kash Patel to be the next FBI director reportedly drove the talks of preemptive pardons amid concern of possible forthcoming inquiries or indictments once the new administration takes over in January. Representative Brendan Boyle, Democrat from Pennsylvania, who hosted Biden in battleground Pennsylvania before the election, called on the president to issue blanket pardons when Patel's nomination was announced, though he did not specify the intended recipients. They are scared shitless, guys. That is why they had that response. They know they have been just destroying decorum. They know they have been violating the trust of the American people. They know they have violated the Constitution and the law, and they do not want to actually be held to account. That's why that's their initial response to somebody like Kash Patel. When it's like an antibiotic. That's what Kash Patel is. He's like an antibiotic, and they are the bacteria that has infested the body of government. It'll be nice to see if something actually happens. We shall see. We shall see. It's possible. Well, I think that's the point. I think that's why he doesn't want to make it look like he's guilty, and that's what they're kind of thinking, that if they accept a preemptive pardon, that insinuates that there was guilt there. It's kind of true. So yeah, he's playing the politics game. The guy's a creature of politics. He's been in it for years. I would like him to be held accountable for lying to the American public about the whole Russiagate bullshit. That would be nice. Accountability, guys. Accountability. Oh, Trish getting spicy in the chat. I concur. After due process, of course. Scafism. Or the wall. Or the wall, guys. After due process. Wall after due process. Just saying. By choosing Kash Patel as his FBI director, Trump has made it clear that he is more focused on settling personal scores than on protecting the American people or upholding the rule of law. Patel has openly published an enemies list in his book, naming individuals he and Trump plan to investigate and prosecute. Enemies list? Did they call it an enemies list? Targeting those who stood up to Trump's lies, abuses of power, and baseless attempts to overturn the 2020 election. This is no hypothetical threat, Boyle said in a statement. The people they're targeting include law enforcement officers, military personnel, and others who have spent their lives protecting this country. Just because they are in those positions doesn't mean they are exempt from being held accountable for violating the Constitution. If they violated the Constitution, they need to be slammed over the head with it repeatedly until they are metaphorically no longer moving, let's say. As one of my stories include Missouri's personal illegal alien certified bounty hunter program. It's a thought. I may discuss it. It's not in the docket, but we'll see what we're looking at time-wise. Like I said, I am probably going to keep it a little bit shorter tonight, although we are already at 2 hours, so I guess we'll see. I told Lady Dozer I might try to wrap it up at 11:30. That was a lie. Let me see here. Bam. I got that pulled up for something to look at later, maybe. Oh, let me make sure that's not playing in the dang background. All right, we're good. I don't like keeping the headphones on if I don't need them. Just saying. I think Sterling might have covered that earlier on Common Censored. The book's called Government Gangsters. The list is of criminal gangsters in government, not an enemies list. That's what I thought. Sterling. Yeah, I seriously doubted that. Craig Mutley, are you singing Michael Jackson lyrics in the chat? So we are the world. We are the people. Got some good music. Back to where we were just looking. Back to it. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Boom. There we go. Found it. Yeah. All right. We squirreled. We're back on track, though. These patriots shouldn't have to live in fear of political retribution for doing what's right. That's why I'm urging President Biden to issue a blanket pardon for anyone unjustly targeted by this vindictive scheme. My. Clutch your pearls harder. Senator Ed Markey, Democrat of Massachusetts, also spoke in favor of preemptive pardons last week, noting how former President Gerald Ford granted one to Richard Nixon. False equivalency, but okay. If it's clear by January 19th that revenge is his intention, then I would recommend to President Biden that he provide those preemptive pardons to people, because that's really what our country is going to need next year, Markey told WGBH. I am just about ready. I am just about fucking ready for the system to just be completely destroyed at this point. If there are so many of these individuals in the system that want this approach, that feel like this is the way that things are supposed to go, and here's the thing. If we have a decent portion of the population, that is fine with the status quo, if we have a decent portion of the population that wants to see this continue, if we have a decent portion of the population that decides that they are completely okay with people saying some dumb shit like Ed Markey and Boyle just fucking said, talking about patriots doing the right thing, talking about rabble rousers coming in and disrupting the system. Well, we can't have that. We can't have disruption. We have to have the process. We have to have the process. The system has to stay. Fucking creatures of the goddamn darkness. I swear, these people are so infected with power, just like freaking Smeagol in Lord of the Rings, just like him. They have held on to it for so long, and it has corrupted them and morphed them into these ugly little creatures, guys. That's what they are. Look at it, bringing it back up. Ugly little creature right here, Schiff, right there, Shifty Schiff. He looks like him. Don't call me. Don't you dare call me a watermelon head. I don't want it. Oh, God. I'm tired of it, guys. I'm tired of it. Appreciate that, Sterling. Oh, I don't want it to burn. But sometimes, guys, I feel like it might be better. It might be better. Who's going to build the roads, though? Who's going to build the roads? Motherfucker, we had roads before. We had roads before income tax. All right? What do the taxes pay for? Pay for 5 guys to sit around watching 1 or 2 guys do the damn job. I know it's cliche. I know. Oh. No one contends with my name pin? Nice to see you, Apocryphal World Records. Thanks for joining. Potatoes. Oh, gosh. Back to the article, I suppose. Back to the article. Schiff and Cheney both led the January 6th Select Committee that investigated the U.S. Capitol riot. Fedsurrection. Let's look at the feds. Let's do a little investigation into all the feds that were involved. All the freaking, Pelosi not accepting more assistance. Whoever gave the order to shoot into a peaceful crowd dispersal tactics that led them to go ahead and push back and say, fuck you. Let's look at the red smoke that was popped. That was interesting. And then the reaction of people that were seemingly peaceful, and then all of a sudden that red smoke was all enveloped them, and then they went into a fit of rage. I'm not saying that there was some type of a neuro agent that was deployed that enraged people past their senses. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, it's interesting. It's interesting, guys. I need to get a tinfoil hat. That's what I need. Tinfoil hat. Very true. Very true. Multiple sizes. I need a small, medium, large tinfoil hat. I'm talking about that red smoke, guys. That one's I would say that's a 75% tinfoil hat. Just saying, it really is interesting when you watch the Certification Day 2021 footage. You have people that are perfectly calm, and then all of a sudden that red smoke pops. And just either you have Fed boys that red smoke was the signal to go ahead and start causing a ruckus, or other things. Who knows? Who knows? Apparently a few people died of quote-unquote amphetamine overdoses. I don't know, guys. I'm just asking questions, all right? Jesse Ventura here, and we're just asking questions. Fauci, former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, is under renewed scrutiny this week in light of the over 500-page final report dropped by the House subcommittee that has been investigating government response to the COVID-19 scamdemic. The report, which found that COVID-19 most likely emerged from a laboratory in Wuhan, China, no shit, Sherlock, supported how Fauci played a critical role in disparaging the lab leak theory among top scientific circles early in 2020 and later to the public. His congressional testimony to Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, the report states, misled the public regarding National Institute of Health funding of gain-of-function research at coronavirus labs. Bill, you can almost sound like Sean Connery. I know I can. Interesting. Sean Connery. Sometimes you gotta slap a bitch. Oh, God. Like the good old days. No, I don't believe that. I'm just trolling. Let's see. It goes on to cite how Fauci testified that the 6-foot social distancing rule imposed on Americans sort of just appeared, and it did not support quality scientific standards when he was grilled on what studies he and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had reviewed before announcing the policy. He also gave similarly vague testimony when asked what science supported K-12 public school mask mandates, which is another reason why Jeanette Nishivada, whatever her name is, the Surgeon General pick, needs to freaking step back and not be part of the administration. She was one of the ones that hopped on board with this too, masking kids, keeping kids out of school, talking about giving them the damn jibby jab. No. Jeanette, you need to go. Not for it. Not for it, guys. So that's that article. Preemptive pardons, guys. Preemptive pardons for garbage individuals like Cheney. Milley was also brought up. I actually have another article here we might scan through. CBS News. Good God. I'm not even on that page, and it is moving. Fascinating. Downright fascinating. Let's check this one out here. Let me see if I've got anything new in here to actually share with you guys real quick. It's pretty much the same. Oh, no. Here's one where they talked about Milley in this one. Well, let's scan through this one. It's got some juicy little bits here. So the list includes Dr. Fauci, who helped coordinate the nation's COVID-19 response and later served as Biden's top science advisor, retired General Mark Milley, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who has called Trump a fascist and provided information for several books and news reports detailing the former president's behavior and activities around the Certification Day 2021. Fuck you, CBS News, you goddamn garbage network. Insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. They're still calling it an insurrection. Who was charged with insurrection? Who was charged with insurrection, guys? Who was charged with murder? Who was charged with murder? Was anybody charged with murder, manslaughter, homicide, any of that? No? No? But you fucking retards are going to go ahead and keep continuing to say that Trump supporters killed officers on Certification Day 2021? Miss me with that bullshit, you dumb bastards. I don't like you. I don't like these people who still parrot this shit. Still talk about Sicknick as one of the brave individuals who lost his life defending the Capitol from those violent Orange Hitler marching bastards. No. No. Not about it, guys. Not about it. And I'm not about to fucking let these people keep saying this shit. I don't care if you're family. I don't care if we're at a freaking family gathering. I'm going to call you out and tell you you're fucking wrong. And if you want to fight me on that, go ahead. Get mad. But I'm going to sit there and tell you calmly and assertively that you are fucking wrong. And that's what we have to do as a people. That's what we have to do as a movement, let's say. All right? When people meet you with bullshit, meet them with facts, logic, assertiveness, not necessarily aggression. Because when you start getting aggressive and yelling and hollering, well, you're kind of not helping. And it doesn't look as good as if you keep calm, you keep your composure, and you just meet them with cold, hard facts and maybe ask them, why do you believe the things that you do? Maybe that's where I messed up the last time I had an interaction with them. I didn't ask, why do you believe the things you do? I just told them where they were wrong. when they said Sicknick was hit with a fire extinguisher. That was literally, even by the mainstream press, was retracted within, I think, the first day or two. He died of a stroke the next day. They mention bear spray or pepper spray, but they don't say the pepper spray caused the stroke. Brian Sicknick died from the physical exertion. He had a stroke after the... Maybe he had a shot. I don't know. Was the shot available at that point? Yeah, it was. Maybe he got a shot. Who knows? I don't know. Keep making sure I'm not missing anything fun in the chat there. I was going to try to do a live ad read, but I'm not seeing any popping up, guys. Sorry for those of you who enjoy the ad reads. I enjoy them myself. And, it's a couple dollars here or there. So, oh well. I don't know what Rumble's doing, but Rumble's doing what it do, I suppose. So Schiff, other Democrat and Republican lawmakers who led 2 impeachment cases against Trump or sat on House committee that reviewed the Certification 2021 riot, a group that includes former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, Fauci, Millie Cheney, not immediately available for comment. In an interview with NPR in late November, Schiff said he didn't think a preemptive pardon was a good idea. I think the courts are strong enough to withstand threats made by Trump. Schiff went on to say, I think this is frankly so implausible as to not be worthy of much consideration, Schiff said. I would urge the president not to do that. I think it would be defensive and unnecessary. So this was all the way back in November, which, okay, 5 days ago. Interesting. Rumble still wants Bill to keep working before the ad read, I suppose. I don't know. No, it's just not uploading. I could refresh. I don't know. Usually it pops up with some. I thought it might have just been because I didn't have many people watching at the start, but no, I don't know. Oh well, that's okay. Let's see. Politico reported it earlier this week. Brendan Boyle went on. Yeah, we read what he said. Douchebag. White House has been fielding hundreds of requests for such pardons or clemency, including from who? What? So Jesse Jackson has requested? Oh, shit. I didn't know this, guys. Well, if you didn't know, guess what? Jesse Jackson actually has asked for a pardon for his son. The White House has been fielding hundreds of requests for such pardons or clemency, including from Reverend Jesse. Reverend. That man doesn't deserve the title Reverend. Unless we're going to say Satanic Church. Maybe. Reverend Jesse Jackson, who this week wrote to the president asking for pardons for his son, former Illinois Democrat Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., and his daughter-in-law, former Chicago Alderwoman Sandy Jackson. This week, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he's the new Obama, guys. Calling it right now. Hakeem Jeffries, he's probably going to be the nominee in the next presidential election. Mark my words. Put it down. Either that or he's going to be the next time the Democrats are in charge, he's going to be the Speaker of the House. Hakeem Jeffries. He's the next one. He's the one they're grooming for it. A New York Democrat suggested Mr. Biden should pardon on a case-by-case basis the working-class Americans in the federal prison system whose lives have been ruined by unjustly aggressive prosecutions for nonviolent offenses. Well, for nonviolent offenses, I agree. Especially for, like, weed. Biden talked about changing up the law for marijuana, the devil's lettuce, the reefer. JJR, savage. Jeffries, Dollar Tree Obama. Fact. You think you're Obama? You're not Obama. You're the Dollar Tree Obama. In fact, I would say not even Dollar Tree, more like the Timu Obama. I wouldn't say But other people say, I'm just not saying. Oh, man. Yeah, but he didn't do anything, apparently. No, they're completely innocent, guys. No issues, but please pardon. Pardon, please. Beg your pardon. Let's, I think we had a clip here of a, let me see. I think it was an MSNBC shill harpy. Doing this on the fly, guys. On the fly. Ooh. Okay, before we do that, I forgot I had this one lined up. Let's do this one first, and then I'll do a little looking up. I'll look something up. Freedom Tunes, guys. Freedom Tunes coming in hot. Coming in hot with a new one. 9 hours ago. Not quite as new. Give this one a listen, guys. Give this one a listen.
Go on, sweetie. Sit on his lap and tell him what you want to be pardoned for.
I'm scared, Mommy.
Do it, sweetie. We came all the way over here.
Aw, shucks. Okay. Hey, Hunter, what all did you do I got to pardon you for, man? I got some bad news, Dad. I committed some crime. Oh, hey, Hunter, what happened? Well, Dad, I burned down a 7-Eleven. Don't worry, man. If we never made mistakes, pencils wouldn't have erasers, man. And I smoked crack. Hey, don't worry about it, man. If we ever all smoked crack, we'd all have erasers on our pencils, for heaven's sake. And I sold influence to China. Oh, it's okay, son. Nobody ever sold pencils to China. Chopsticks wouldn't have erasers, man. That's true. What else did you do, son? Well, did I? What did I do? You burned down a 7-Eleven, man. Oh, that's right. I burned down a 7-Eleven. You burned down a 7-Eleven? Come on, man. If we all penciled down a 7-Eleven, there wouldn't burn you down any erasers, man. You're right, Dad. I'm sorry, forgot. It's okay, you rascal. What else you do? Well, Dad, I sold influence to China. What? Oh, come on, man. If you gotta be like that, pencils, all you have oysters on your email, man. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Dad? Dang it, man. I joined Hezbollah. Who's that, the Angry Muppet? Why'd you go do a thing like that? Hey, man, I'm tired of you judging me, man. What's got into you, Gunther? Dad, I'm tired of pretending. It's your fault. I'm tired of pretending it's my fault too, son. No, you taught me to smell influence to China, man. I never smelled a Chinaman. No, Dad, it was you. You made me do it. We shared a bank account. Made you do what? Sell crack to China, man. Dang it, Chunker. It's not how we do things in the Baggins family. Oh, and you're so good. You sniff kids. Yeah, well.
Oh, Whistling Pea Hole. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you.
That may be true. But at least I don't have dementia. You do have dementia. Yeah, but at least I don't sniff kids. That's true, man. I'm sorry I committed those crimes, Dad. Nah, it's my fault. I told you to do it, man. Really? Yeah, man, I forgot it was against the law. It's against the law? Oh, man, you gotta pardon me, man. For what? I don't remember. Oh, come on, man. I got an idea. Just pardon me for everything between, January of 2014 and December of 2024. Okay, Bumper. And done. Oh, thanks, man. Merry Christmas, Dad. I celebrate Kwanzaa, man.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Hey, Dad. It's me, Hunter.
Oh, hey, long time no see, Hunter. What do you want?
A list of things you could pardon me for. Make it out to Fauci, though, okay?
You got it, man.
Firstly, gain-of-function research, even though it shouldn't be a crime, and it was sorely needed in order for us to truly understand how to allow...
I think it was P. Diddy, wasn't it? That was probably P. Diddy. Ah. And that's Raskin, I think, probably right there. Nice. Yeah, that's the oil. That's P. Diddy. He's got the baby oil.
in order for us to truly understand
Kamala.
how to allow...
Nice.
I love Christmas season.
Christmas season! It's Advent! Start fasting!
Lucky for you, there's Hollow. We don't have to get caught up in the stress, busyness, and consumerism of the holidays. You should be using
Absurd.
Advent to become a better Christian. Hollow's the #1 Christian prayer app in the U.S. and the #1 Catholic app in the world. If you use the link hollow.com/freedomtunes, you'll get an extended 3-month trial. Free! Hollow, say your prayers.
Good Lord. That was brutal. That was brutal there at the end. Oh, that was exceptional. That was exceptional. It's probably a documentary of how it actually happened, guys. Probably a direct documentation of how it went down. Let's see. Here we go. Pull this one up. Let's see. We've got a... Who was talking here? I'm trying to find this really quick here. Bear with me for a moment here, fellows and ladies. Oh, is Joy Reid back on regular here? Let's see. Someone appreciate for Adam Schiff. He could be soon the recipient of a preemptive pardon. Should turn down. Let's see. Nope. Okay, let me find... This might be an old one. Because I don't think her hair is long again. Either that or that's a weave. We'll see. I've got one little clip here from, let's do an MSNBC one, because that's where the craziness usually lies. Let's see what these people have to say. The guy on the left, I think, is a former Republican, or still says he's a Republican, but that didn't work. There we go. Rumble. Don't you do this to me, Rumble. I might have to refresh, guys. Starting to do a screen share. Huh. Interesting. Let me check this. We're having some technical issues. Site will be able to... Let me check something real quick. We'll go back over to solo. Presentation. Start screen share. Huh. Doesn't want to do it. Let me try this one here. Try that one. Nope. All right. Rumble's being weird. Might need to refresh. I will be right back, I think. Not sure why it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay. I'm going to try a refresh. We'll see if that fixes it. Rumble's a little sketchy tonight. A little bit sketchy tonight. A little bit sketchier than normal. So I'm going to do a little bit of refresh, and I'll be right back. Oh, can you guys still see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me calling you? Look at that. We got some ads, guys. We got some ads. Oh, I'm getting a little bit sleepy, guys. I'm getting a little bit sleepy. But you know what helps me stay awake? 1775 coffee. From Rumble, guys. From Rumble. It's a live ad read. Who knew? Do you enjoy the free speech that Rumble is protecting and fighting for? This show here on Rumble is only possible thanks to our viewers supporting Rumble's platform by purchasing Rumble's products. Most of you drink coffee every day. That's why you just have to try Rumble's 1775 coffee, y'all. It's actually some of the best coffee. Some of the best coffee. I've heard. I've not actually tried it, but I've heard it's the best. And it's the same price as the coffee you buy now. But it's way better. Way better. Rumble's 1775 coffee is free from chemicals, yet rich in flavor. This is because their beans are sourced from high-altitude farms in Bolivia, hand-picked, roasted weekly at their facility in Miami, and delivered fresh to your doorstep. And as believers in freedom, buying from Rumble helps fight back against woke corporations like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Join the coffee revolution and brew rebellion with Rumble's 1775 coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com, use code STUDIO, STUDIO, and get a free month supply of their cognitive boosting supplement, Limitless, when you buy 2 bags of their coffee. Think about that. It's a crazy deal, and the supplement is worth more than the 2 bags of coffee, y'all. Go to 1775coffee.com and try their amazing coffee. Well, there you go. There you go, y'all. We got it done. Had to do a refresh. That's what we had to do, guys. Sometimes you got to refresh a little bit. Sometimes you got to refresh. It happens. It happens. Now let's see if it'll let me share my screen this time with that refresh. Preemptive pardon. It worked. Just needed the refresh, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Let's see what... Oh, gosh. It's from Charlie Kirk.
And I shouldn't say easy, but there's a way to do this, I think, that would make the narrative clear-cut for the American people. It's not ideal to have an incoming potential head of the FBI, Kash Patel, who has published enemies lists. But one advantage of that is that he
criminals. It's a criminals list, a list of criminals.
Wrote a book. He has an enemies list in it, so we know exactly who.
I hope he sues all these bastards. I hope he sues that Liz Choi. I think her name was Liz Choi, or something like that. She was like, "Oh, he's coming after me." It was a former individual under Mike Pence. Probably not literally, because I think Mike Pence might be a little bit fruity on the side, guys. Just saying. Just saying.
Who he has threatened to go after without cause. Just pardon everyone on it. Pardon everyone on it. Give a speech. Say, and this is one reason I wish that the president was a better. I shouldn't say easy, but there's a way to do this.
These people, they aren't even people anymore. The people like that aren't even people. Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. See if I can't find the one that I was thinking of. Let's see. Here's one that might be worth looking at for a second. Thanks for sharing that out there, guys. Rumble Rants are an option if you wish to donate to the Dozer Den. If you feel so inclined, there is also a Venmo and a Cash App right there for your viewing pleasure. If you want to. Nobody ever has to donate to the Dozer Den, but every bit is much appreciated. And there is a Discord that you can join as well. There's a Discord. I should probably include my locals link. Although, if you're in the app, it is a join there if you want to go and look at it. thedozerden.locals.com. It's a community. We got like 8 or 9 people there. Slowly building the army of killdozers. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what these fellows over there on the way that they respond, guys. The way they respond to this is it's interesting. It's interesting to see the variety of ways. That body language doesn't he doesn't look comfortable. Does he look comfortable? He looks like a hemorrhoid's about to burst. Yep. That's what he looks like. I'm just saying.
The White House is discussing preemptive pardons for those in Trump's crosshairs. In it, you write this, quote, President Joe Biden's senior aides are conducting a vigorous internal debate over whether to issue preemptive pardons to a range of current and former public officials who could be targeted with President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House. It's according to senior Democrats familiar with the discussions.
Yeah.
The deliberations touch on pardoning those currently in office, elected and appointed, as well as former officials who've angered Trump and his loyalists. Those who could face exposure include such members of Congress's January 6th committee as Senator-elect Adam Schiff and former GOP Representative Liz Cheney. Also mentioned by Biden's aides for a pardon, Anthony Fauci, former head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, who became a lightning rod for criticism from the right during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I can't believe you guys haven't been criticizing him for the freaking AIDS stuff, but whatever.
The president himself, Jonathan, continues, who was in...
Your fucking memories are so goddamn small. Or it's just willful, purposeful forgetting, ignoring history, maybe.
Intensely focused on his son's pardon has not been brought into the broader pardon discussions yet, according to people familiar with deliberations. So, Jonathan, what does this look like? What are you pardoning Anthony Fauci for? What are you pardoning Liz Cheney for, who've not been charged or convicted of crimes?
That goes to the heart of this deliberation, Willie, and why this is so delicate, because the White House counsel and a handful of senior White House aides, including Jeff Zients, the chief of staff, are having this debate right now in the West Wing, which is, do we leave these folks out in the cold and potentially expose them to Kash Patel's FBI and Donald Trump's White House for any number of charges or some kind of, show trial to get a measure of revenge and at the very least make them pay six figures in legal bills to avoid such a case? Or do we offer preemptively pardons to people who there's no proof they've done anything wrong whatsoever and Willie may not want to?
Yeah, it's really easy to say that when you're not looking and not acknowledging the proof. It's really easy to say shit like that. It's like these dirty little bastards in the news media that say, presented this claim without evidence, with no backing, no supporting evidence, no supporting facts. Yeah.
On a pardon in the first place. That's a real tough call, because if you don't do it and Patel and company come after some of these people and you had the chance to give them inoculation legally, that's a hell of a thing to regret. At the same time, do you want to pardon somebody like Liz Cheney or Anthony Fauci and suggest any kind of impropriety that could only add fuel to the Trump aggressors in the first place? It's a real tough nut.
Yeah. So there was that. Preemptive pardons, guys. That's because they clearly didn't do anything wrong. Clearly haven't done anything wrong. They're good boys and girls. No issues whatsoever with them. None at all. But it sounds like it's not even Biden that's talking about these. It sounds like it's the bureaucrats. It sounds like the people that are unelected officials. And that kind of leads us into our next story, talking about the Congressional Budget Office, our Massie Minute. Got a 9-minute, actually, video here of Massie just having himself a good time. Back and forth with somebody testifying to the committee, I suppose, that he was on. And the Congressional Budget Office makes recommendations and tends to end up having a little bit more sway than it pretty much probably than it should. And they kind of detail this in their back and forth. Let me find it real quick here. This is me making up for the past few streams not having a Massie Minute. We've got about a 9-minute discussion of how the Congressional Budget Office is often arbitrary and often a little bit power mad. They're given far too much weight. They're unelected bureaucrats a lot of the times, and they don't control what they think they do. At least they shouldn't. But let's go ahead and pull this up and check this out for your viewing pleasure.
Kentucky is recognized for his questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How often does the CBO director come to Congress to testify?
I'm not aware of any time that he has. I assume that it's happened, but I sure haven't met the gentleman.
I've never seen him. How many times? So you've never met him? When did you get a copy of the CBO score?
It just came out yesterday, which is before we were even back in session, despite the fact that they've had this bill for several months.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, we struggle to get 3 days to read a bill here. And then on the last day, in the last 24 hours, the CBO comes up with something to throw everything out of whack.
Intentionally so, I would argue.
Would the gentleman yield to me for 1 second?
No, I heard plenty from you earlier.
No, I'll get her to yield to me.
Can somebody fix the audio? Are you an engineer?
Yeah. Don't put it I am now. Just don't put it so close.
Maybe we should get the CBO director to come to the Rules Committee.
It's probably not a bad idea.
How is the CBO director hired?
I understand that it is with the speaker, and Speaker Pro Tem are the ones that make the decision to hire the CBO director. So we could change him.
And how long have we had this CBO director?
He's been there for a while, I believe. Just the brief research that I was able to do today after getting the 11th hour CBO score, I believe he's been there for several years.
It seems to me like over the last couple of years, we've had some really crazy arbitrary constraints put on us because of the CBO at the very last second. And they've had these bills for a long time. And then at the very last minute, they come in and say, oh, there's this or there's that. And then you have to conform to it.
I find it interesting that the CBO, whenever they score something, if you try to deregulate something or cut spending, they find a way to score that as spending more. Whereas when you spend more, they try to say that that's going to save money. And I've got examples of different places and different areas where they have been so completely out of whack by 100%, 130%. For example, claiming that Medicaid expansion, their projected enrollment was 13 million. It ended up being 19.5 million. And that doesn't even include 16 of the states that they assumed would be increasing. So what you have with like Obamacare, they intentionally underestimated the number because they needed to keep it below $1 trillion because President Obama said he wouldn't sign anything that was over $1 trillion. So they manipulated the numbers in such a way to keep it under $1 trillion. But we all know that it's one of the biggest drivers of our deficit that we have right now. And that's largely because the CBO so dramatically failed to adequately calculate the cost of what Obamacare would do and what Medicaid expansion would do. That's just one example. I've got many examples where CBO has absolutely failed to adequately assess the cost. I think with the issue of getting rid of the Department of Education, for example, they claim it would cost millions and millions and millions of dollars to get rid of an agency. That makes no sense at all. You're getting rid of an agency that costs us $80 billion a year, and yet it's supposed to cost us more money if we get rid of it. That just is absurd.
I remember that example. That was one of my amendments I think it was to HR 2, which was whether the Department of Education should exist or not. And the CBO said it would cost more money to eliminate a department. And I think that has something to do about their time horizons or something. But how do we ever hold them accountable when they forecast one thing and then they're off by a factor of 2?
Not that I can see. And in fact, as a civilian, before I became a member of this body, one of the things that always struck me was the way that they would score things. And those of us with common sense could see that their numbers were so far out of whack that they never made any sense. For example, when the challenge associated with Obamacare came up in 2010, and I remember it very well, we were looking at the numbers and the numbers never did make sense. But again, they had to keep it under $1 trillion. So from my standpoint, it's become a very political organization that protects growing government.
Y'all caught that earlier, right? She said that they find that cutting actually costs more than increasing how much they want to spend, which is insane.
but never adequately assesses the value of cutting government. So we're always moving and ratcheting one way, which is to make government bigger and bigger and bigger, while they say, well, that's not going to cost us much money. But whenever you try to cut government, such as this, actually forcing the agencies to follow the RFA, they come up with these enormous numbers that make no sense because they're supposed to be complying with the law right now.
So I'm looking at some tweets that the CBO director made. One of these says basically every word Ted Cruz said about tax policy was wrong. Wonder if he was misleading on other things like his campaign loans. It sounds like a political hack, really.
That's not very bipartisan, is it? I wasn't aware of that.
And I believe this may have been before he was the CBO director, but it gives us some insight into what his political agenda is. He's got quite a few tweets here with a Politico journalist a few weeks before he was hired. The Politico journalist said in a letter Monday that was obtained by Politico, Fed Chairman Powell said the Fed's conversations with Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley before the release of the stress test results were, quote, procedurally identical to those that happen every year, unquote. And here we have the CBO director replying, a recent parallel, FHFA allowed GSE payments to HERA 2008 affordable housing funds despite earlier pledge to halt money on Treasury draw. Director Watt noted PSPA draw was one off tax cut impact, so affordable housing money continued. I mean, I don't think we need a partisan person in the CBO. I think it's going to be counter to the mandate. The voters, this is the problem, right? Elections should matter. Mm-hmm. And here we've had an election, and we are the elected representatives. Each of us represents 750,000 people. Yet every week we come into this rules committee and we start considering, oh, what did this bureaucrat have to say about it? And can we do what we were elected to do? I think it's a preposterous notion if the people actually understood how much power we've given to the CBO director.
Well, I think that that's true, but I think there's another aspect of this that was pointed out by Representative Fishbach, and that is transparency and honesty. I guess that I find it a good thing when agencies are required to give legitimate information about the cost of the decisions that they're making, because we ultimately are the bosses. We're ultimately, and I don't mean we as Congress, I mean we as citizens.
We're supposed to be, and we are, but people try to treat representatives like they're our rulers or gods, our kings and queens. No, we employ them. They work for us. We need to remember that, and we need to remind them of that often, forcefully.
If the EPA is
no violence
going to adopt a regulation that increases the cost of gasoline double, then don't we have the right to say we don't want that regulation? Don't we as citizens say that is a bad regulation and the EPA should not be able to impose that against us? I think the very first things that my colleague to the left just stated was that the citizens of this country are concerned about increasing gas prices, increasing housing prices, increasing food prices. Well, where does he think all those increases are coming from? The farmers aren't making the money. The oil and gas companies are going broke. It's the bureaucrats that are increasing the cost of food, housing, and energy. And in fact, every single decision almost that has come out of the Biden administration and their administrative agencies has been designed to increase the cost of food, housing, and energy.
It's literally by design. It is a controlled collapse of our society, of our economy, of a system that actually is there for the people. That's what it is. It is a purposeful, I guess a purposeful.
So the issue that we're addressing right here, which is a transparency and accountability issue, goes specifically to the issue of whether the citizens of this United States should be forced to pay $4.50 in gasoline when the actual cost should be about 2.5 gallons. But because of EPA and other regulatory requirements that are put in place, that's what the inflationary costs are. So just requiring these agencies to disclose the actual cost, whether it's to big business or small business, Requiring these agencies to disclose the cost of the regulation should be absolutely rule number one. And I cannot imagine why anybody would be opposed to something like that.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before I yield back?
No, thank you.
I yield back.
Gentleman yields
And,
back.
and by the way, somebody needs to adjust the audio. It's messed up on all the mics. You need to turn the gain down. Is there anybody in here that can do that?
I adjusted my hearing aids.
What are you?
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Are you an engineer?
Oh, goodness, that's funny. But yeah, that's just a clear example of how unelected officials, unelected bureaucrats tend to have way too much sway, way too much power with how our government functions. They're inaccurate. They lie. It's not just innocent inaccuracies. These bureaucrats lie to cover their asses because they can't even consider for a moment that they would lose funding. They can't do it. They don't want to do it. Because if they do, that means that they aren't as important. That's what it means. That's what it means. It is a clear example, though. It is a clear example. And at least it's getting out there. At least people are able to take a look at it and able to actually acknowledge it for what it is. So hopefully we'll see something good come out of this. I think we might have I think Good Logic might be streaming right now. Let's check it out. That he is. Let's go ahead and raid one of my favorite Jews on the internet, Good Logic. And I'll give the little wrap up here in a second. We've talked about some things tonight, y'all. Talked about some things. We discussed the tsunami that never was in California. We talked about the earthquake. We read through some articles tonight. It's been a news-heavy night, guys. They get a little return to form. A little bit more information than entertainment, but hopefully there was a little bit entertaining as we went. We then went on to discuss the GOP majority. It's in peril. It is in peril, and we need to definitely bolster our election processes so that it's a little bit more legitimate. Just saying. We have got to have a stop to this month-long counting. It's not legitimate, guys. It's not legitimate. It's quite disgusting, in my opinion. But we've been complacent, and we've allowed it. So that's what's been happening. Hopefully, we can see some changes in the future. Pause real quick here. We then went on to discuss the possible preemptive pardons that could be on the way for a plethora of piles of shit, we might say. Fauci, Milley, Schiff, Cheney, all your favorite individuals. I say that with clear satire. Let's go ahead and initiate this raid. Boom. Wants me to do it again because that's what Rumble do. Bam. Let's raid a Good Logic. He's got I forgot his name, but a very prolific lawyer on right now. So, on the way over to Good Logic. Guys, the last thing that we talked about, we had our Massie Minute. It was 9 minutes of Massie talking about the Congressional Budget Office. It has been a great show, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't followed the channel yet, please go ahead and click that follow button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, well, if you're in browser, there is a lovely subscribe button that is available for you. Nobody ever has to donate to the Dozer Den, but if you so choose, well, you know what? It's there, and I sincerely appreciate you. If you choose to. If you're not able to do so and you just want to support with commenting in the comments section, sharing this stream out, telling your friends, your family, your loved ones about the Dozer 10, well, I appreciate the heck out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I am going to go ahead and turn in. I didn't lie this time. We kept it under 3 hours. The dozer is going to be doing a little bit less violent dozing here, probably in about an hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great rest of the night, and I will see you guys on Monday. Y'all have a good one.